Oh, I thought I wanted to do
What's
that
up,
until
guys?
I watched you do that.
So, Dr. Chopper, you watched Kurt give his
I
birth?
did watch. I did watch. I even commented. My comments might have been hidden somewhere
Yeah.
because yeah, I don't know. My wife said she goes 4 times she wants me to do this, and I'm like,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure watching Kurt was enough.
Yeah, that counts.
That did not look appealing at all.
Okay, we got 20 seconds. We're about to get this show started. We have Dr. Choppa in studio. We have Ethan in studio. We have the dream team here. So you know it's going to be a good show today. We're going to get this thing started. Hopefully y'all are having a good day. It is Tuesday. It's October. And I'm excited. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And we have Dr. Choppa in studio. He's hanging out. We're getting him all situated, getting him set up, good to go. We got Ethan here hanging out with us as well. So intern Ethan has been here rocking it since early in the morning. I already had a breakfast taco. I posted it in Talk of Taco. If you're not a member of the Facebook group Talk of Taco, you're missing out on a lot of fun.
I'm still mad at you. Every time you go and get food, whether that's Southern Boy, breakfast tacos, you're never getting me some.
You know
I'm
what?
stuck here eating my energy banana, and that's it.
That's delicious. You know, in my defense, I called you before to see if you want a taco. If you're on the way, I was going to wait for you. But then you don't answer my call. You don't show up on time. So I'm like, get in the taco. I'm already back here. By the time you call me back, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Breakfast taco without me. I see where this is going.
Makes it that much better. We do have Dr. Choppa in studio. It looks like we are a drugstore in here. I don't know if y'all can see clearly if you're watching on Facebook, but we have a nice variety of supplements. We have a nice variety of vitamins, and it's a lot of stuff going on.
What is all of that over there?
Oh, we're gonna be talking about that over there. This is for you guys. This is to help you guys get a good morning fresh pep in your step with Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center and Dr. Aaron Choppa.
There's nothing wrong with the pep in your step, right?
That's what I'm saying.
What?
So Kurt had an energy banana this morning, and Kurt, tell us what that entails.
An energy banana is a regular banana that you put C4 on, and then you eat it just like a normal banana. And it is by far the coolest, fantastic thing ever. And I recommend trying it.
Wow.
I think I have to have an energy banana every morning.
I don't know. Go for it. That's crazy. Yeah, it looks good. It's a blue raz. We got some Cellucor. That was JJ brought it in on Friday. Dark Wolf Fitness, and but it was some pretty cool stuff.
I think I like it, and I think people should give it a try. We have a video here that we recorded this morning, and we'll show you behind the scenes what is an energy banana.
Yes. So it is 8:40. This is Tuesday. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is also Kickstart with Dr. Aaron Choppa hanging out. We're going to be talking about health. We're going to be talking about being well and talking about diet and exercise and everything else, answering your questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. Maybe you're dealing with some symptoms in your body that you weren't born with. Maybe you're living with something that just kind of started developing. And we're here to tell you there is a better way. You don't have to live, tired. You don't have to live with all of these different effects that we're kind of doing to ourselves. And that's just the society we live in. It's sometimes things are easy, and I'm guilty of that as well, even today. Pound and Bang energy drink brought to you by Glacier Court Apartments. It's where Kurt lives. In this koozie.
Yesterday, we went to Glacier Court Apartments and we saw koozies. And right now, Gardy has this thing where he loves koozies. He's kind of turning into like a 40-year-old grandpa in a way. I only feel like people who sit around watching TV with nothing else to do use koozies.
Okay, wow. First of all, that's just disrespectful to me and people who use koozies everywhere and people that watch TV. There's nothing wrong with watching TV, by the way. I don't know why.
No, I wasn't insulting the
Kurt
TV.
just got a shotgun and shot shells everywhere, trying to offend as many people as possible. And I'm offended.
Did I say watching TV was bad? I'm just saying, 40-year-olds
with nothing else better to do is sit around and watch. Yeah, you did a little bit.
Dang, I
Kurt,
did.
Hey, it's going to be a good day today. A good day, right?
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
Why? I'm feeling great.
So tell me about the video that we have going on right now. We have a giveaway video going.
We do have a video giveaway going on for Fa Bon Mi Bistro and Grill, which is located in League City, Texas. Gardy, we went there yesterday, right?
You did. It was good.
It was tasty. So go and check out that video, like, share, and comment, and you have a chance to win one of 5 gift cards, including a $25 gift card to Fa Bon Mi Bistro and Grill in League City. Yesterday, I had some steak and eggs from there, and it was delicious.
Yes.
For breakfast?
No, for lunch.
Oh, I was going to say, that sounds like a great breakfast.
Yeah. It's a good lunch, too. Dr. Chapa, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm fine as frog hair. How's everybody else out there doing?
Doing really good. I'm
Hopefully
good.
they're as fine as the frog hair that you can't see on the back of a frog.
Nice and slick.
That's right.
Smooth.
Smooth and fine. So, yeah, I'm doing fantastic. Had a great week and looking forward to a great day. It's great that the sun's out. I hear there's going to be some cray-cray weather on Halloween tomorrow. Is that what I was told?
That's what we've been seeing. And hopefully there's not, because we had a lot of stuff we wanted to do outside, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. Maybe we'll take a look at the weather here in an hour or so.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Curt, the cornless Casper, has any thing to say about that.
Yeah. And then we'll go from there. So hopefully the weather kind of settles down. But today, it looks like it's going to be okay. It's going to be nice today. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow. So I do want to encourage you, if you're watching, feel free to share this video out. Maybe tag a friend. If you have somebody on your Facebook friends list who can benefit from living better, living well, and getting your body right, share this video. Go ahead and tag them. Let them know that we're going to be sharing some information today, and they're going to be able to ask some questions, and we'll hopefully be able to get those answered. Dr. Chapa, how's it going?
Man, I'm telling you, so people come in each and every day to our office, and they come in with a myriad of different issues, challenges that they've been dealing with, whether it's health-related, stress-related, whether it's physical symptoms or emotional symptoms. It never ceases to amaze me that our bodies are very complex biochemical machine. I mean, there's a lot going on inside our tissues each and every day. And all life starts and stops at the cellular level. And I think that the way we start our day, with the food that we eat, and what we eat is important. But, you know, it comes back down. It just dawned on me yesterday yet again. I mean, it proves itself to me every week that what we eat is important, but what we don't eat is more important. When we eat food, I had a lady that was on a program. She went out with some girlfriends and she had fast food on Friday, and she felt miserable on Saturday. And she came in the office yesterday, and just in the way her body's presentation was, she was inflamed, swollen, and she just looked like she'd gained 10 pounds. Mm-hmm. And she didn't. But when the body is inflamed, it holds on to water, it holds on to toxicity because it's trying to dilute the toxic burden that was put in the body. And so in some sense, I'm saying that, like, fast food, as good as it was that she got to have some camaraderie with her girlfriends, I mean, the price she paid for her health, it all starts with what you put in the body. And if you put inflammation in, you're going to get inflammation out, and it's going to make your body feel terrible. Joint pain, back pain. It's going to give you headaches. It's going to make your brain hurt. It's going to make your energy low. You're not going to be able to sleep well at night. And, and then case in point, I had another lady come in who got in a car accident 2 days ago. And she was obviously very stressed out. It was a close friend of ours. And so I was loading her up with stress management support. Some of what I wanted to talk about today is, the reality of stress in our lives. Mm-hmm. And that stress, we're coming up on the holidays, and some people don't like the holidays. It's a very stressful time. Family gatherings stress them out, family opportunities to talk about this, that, and the other. They just don't want to talk about with their families. They don't want to see their families. And it's really sad because I think it's a great time of year. Like we're fortunate this year, we're going to get to see the other side of my family that I haven't gotten to see in between the last probably 8 to 10 years because of the way our rotation works. And we finally were able to rearrange it so that we get to spend some time on the opposite side. But stress is a real thing, and if we have the stress protocols that we can use, we use herbs in our office like rhodiola and ashwagandha. We use different herbs like Damiana and St. John's, skullcap to calm the nerves. And then we use minerals like for breaks. And this is calming to the body. And when the body is under a great deal of stress, your body is in what we call a fight or flight response. And when it's in a fight or flight response, you can put the best food in. And because your body is under a great deal of stress, your body can't digest it because all the blood flows in the extremities ready for fight or flight. Does that make sense?
That does.
And
I
so,
feel like fighting and flighting right now.
well, I'm sure,
Why?
like, I'm just going to let you know, like, so with the sign right there, you look like the guy hanging over, what was his name? Wilson. You look like Wilson, and your eyes were so intense. I thought you were about to blow C4 out your eyes.
Oh, out of his
I'm-
what? I was like,
No, his eyes.
It's like red lasers.
It's like a superhero. It's like, settle down
I'd
over
have to
there.
dodge that.
All right, so I got a couple great things for you guys to get us started and kicked off. So we have some Scooby snacks. Everybody loves Scooby snacks.
Sure, yeah.
These are called Calci Food Wafers. It's a bone mineral calcium, great for strengthening bone. And so this is we're gonna chew this. So everybody grab you a chew.
All right. Pass them around. Ethan, you look excited.
Yeah, Ethan is.
He's like, chew some bone.
Ethan,
Let's
we can just throw it.
Open your
Ethan.
mouth.
Oh, right in the eye. I'm sorry,
Almost.
Ethan.
Here you go, Curt.
That was a bad throw, by the way. I'm going to take the fault for that one.
Are there real bones in this, or
It's bone meal. Yeah. But this is a bone mineral calcium that feeds the bone. So we have
wait,
tissue.
whose bones?
That's none of your business.
That's details. That's
Hey,
details.
Did you
Don't
just
ask.
you just put chemicals all over a banana and ate it voluntarily, and you're going to question food?
Ooh.
I just throw it back. Just throw it back.
All right. Let's eat it. And Curt, you go first. I'll talk for a little bit. It kind of just, how's it? You know what?
Chewy. I was expecting it to be hard.
The smell of this one is better than some of the other ones that we've had.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you supposed to?
It's good. So that's wheat germ oil, honey.
Are you supposed to let it hang
dates.
out in your mouth or just swallow it as soon as you can?
No, you
I
chew
mean,
it.
It's a chewy. So I mean, but so my daughter broke her arm last week,
Oh, no.
or 2 weeks ago, and so when she broke her arm, immediately you go to town. You start feeding the bone. So we use things like strontium. We use things like bone mineral calcium. We use tissue calcium and magnesium, and we flood the body with tons and tons of minerals.
It's interesting.
And so this product is a very powerful bone mineral calcium. My kids call them Scooby snacks. Isn't that cool? All right. So this next one is Thymex, which I've had before, I think. But I figured since Halloween's tomorrow, I would just go ahead and keep pushing this on you guys. Ethan, come on over here. Or
Ethan, here you go.
all right, Gardy's got your back. And you got some?
Yeah, I do.
Is that for Curt?
Here you go, Curt.
All right. So what this is this is thymus extract. This is tissue that supports your immune system. It supports the T cell production. It boosts up your immunity so that your body can fire and function more effectively. And it's also got calcium in it again. So it's going to have calcium and magnesium are your two most abundant minerals in the body.
Wait, what are we supposed to do with this one again?
Chew
Remind
this
me?
one. Chew this one.
Chew?
Yeah. So
What's the difference between chewing and just
oh,
swallowing?
we'll talk about that. So
Okay.
go ahead and chew yours and I'll talk. So the chewing of supplements.
Oh, this one tastes like cat food or something.
Dog food, yeah.
Ooh, I love
or
cat
fish
food.
bait, or
Oh, fish bait.
there's all kinds of stuff people give me for this one. So what this stuff does is this stuff strengthens the T cell production in the body. And the value of chewing it is it goes straight into the mucous membranes, your mucosa, and it is like nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin, you put it in your mouth, you crack it under your tongue, it immediately has an effect on your heart if you're in an emergency situation, right? I look at this stuff very similarly. It will have an immediate effect. So if you had like sniffles, if you had a sinus headache, if you had pain behind your eyes, if you had an earache, if you had water buildup inside of your ear and you felt like it was just like you wanted to scratch it or itch it or get into there, you can chew this and it will immediately target the high lymph tissue. So we use this to target ears, eyes, nose, throat, anything in the inner ear. And this is immune support. This is huge. This is a valuable tool that needs to be in a medicine tool chest.
Can you still get the benefits if you swallowed it?
Yes, you can. Just like with the Congaplex that we use. If you have a tickle in your throat, you have a cold, you just don't feel like yourself, you feel like your body's kind of crashing a little bit. Congaplex is that go-to that all parents need to have in the medicine tool chest. It should be when you travel on airplanes, we take chewable Congaplex and chewable Catalin and we chew it when we take off in the ascent. we take it at 10,000 feet and we take it on the descent. And if there's an hour extra in the air because you're, say, going to the West Coast from here, it's a longer flight, or if you're flying coast to coast, you're going to every hour take a dose while you're in the air. But if you're on a short flight, and so like here to Dallas, right? On the ascent, you hit 10,000 feet, you come back down for the descent, you're taking 3 doses in the air. And airplanes, you get enough radiation on a 4-hour flight that is worth 1 year of radiation here on the earth.
Wow.
And so what we encourage people to do is support your immune system and give your body the tools that it needs, and you won't feel zapped whenever you've had a day of travel. So coming up with, again, we got holidays coming up, people will be traveling. These are tools. So chewable Catalin and chewable Congoplex should be on the flight with you in your duffel bag.
And we just took Thymex.
And we're taking, so, but there is Thymex in the Congoplex.
Okay.
So Thymex is fast relief, and it's very immediate. And what it does is it increases immune activity in your body inside of 15 minutes. And I've seen fevers drop inside of 15 minutes. I've seen, like, so when a child or an adult has a fever between 101 and 103, we call that prime time for killing. That's when the immune system's running 165 times faster than it normally runs in order to burn out the infection. That's when the immune system is rapidly looking for the infection to clear it out, out of the body. And we use the fever as a tool, as a measuring stick, not as a warning. So at 101 to 103, your body is in prime time for immune upregulation and support needed. So we give the immune system the tools it needs. So Thymex, Congoplex, calcium lactate or Coral, we put it into the body in that moment. And all of a sudden, within 15 minutes, you'll see a drop in the fever, say to 100.5. What that means is, because people say to me, well, I thought you're supposed to let the fever burn out. Absolutely you are. But when you have these kinds of tools, when you have technology like this, I'm not turning off your check engine like Tylenol does, or, the medications that people use to control fevers. I am supporting and I'm giving tools to the immune system so that it can function better. And when you see that drop in temperature, it means that the body has it under control. Do you see the difference? As opposed to turning off the check engine light versus supporting the tools that the body, giving the body the tools it needs to function better.
It's kind of like covering up. Pastor Josh does this demonstration where it's talking about communion, and how, like, sin, wiping it from your, like putting it under the bed and then like covering it up, or like actually clearing, helping clear it out.
And basically we're clearing it out. And this is a powerful way to do that.
Cool. So we have some more stuff, and we do have a question in line. I think we're going to get through the rest of these, and then maybe we'll ask that question.
Sounds good.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What's the question, Curt?
All right. This one I think comes from Mo. Mo says,
"What
good
are we
morning.
chewing?
My husband is 46, quite fit, works." I don't think this is from Mo. But anyways, it's a question. It says, "Good morning. My husband is 46, quite fit, works out 3 to 4 times a week, eats reasonably well, not a big drinker, and yet struggles with elevated cholesterol levels. He has some abdominal fluff, but not sure if that's a correlation. Can high cholesterol be controlled with diet if it is indeed a pre-existing condition?"
Yeah, so most people think that it's their mom and dad's fault that they have high cholesterol. The reality is it's not. There are 10% of the population that truly have a genetic disposition for high cholesterol, and we have to target those people a completely different way than we target other aspects of, the health process. But this is 10% of the population, and they can still be managed pretty well. 90% of the population that doesn't have, here you go. Hey, put those in front of your little camera over there. Yeah, it's almost like maracas. So when it comes to cholesterol, cholesterol typically is due to high levels of triglycerides, and it's because people eat too many things that cause stagnation in the body. And when you eat too many things that cause stagnation in the body, such as bread, rice, cereal, dairy products, milk, cheese, yogurt, sour cream, ice cream, whey protein, or get into food allergens, anything that can, think about inflammation. If I inflame the tissues, you see swelling come in, right? Swelling is stagnation. But the swelling can be good, but whenever it's from a food process and it's stuck in your system and it's slowing down bowel motility, if grains can slow down bowel motility 37% depending on how much you consume. And that's kind of what we talked about last week. Whenever people get the carb comas or the Thanksgiving dinner coma, it's not because of the tryptophan, it's because of the amount of food consumption they just took in. It's also due to the blood sugar swing. So they shot their blood sugar up too quickly. Insulin had to go up and grab it, so it overproduced, and then all of a sudden pulled the sugar back below the threshold of energy and vitality and mental clarity. Your body said all that blood, instead of being fight or flight in your tissues for fight or flight responses in the skeletal muscles, it's now in the digestive tract, and so you have no blood for your brain.
Wow.
And so
right now I have a lot of blood in my brain.
There's no question. I can only imagine. So
at least there's something in there.
So back to this cholesterol concept is we've had patients that have had elevated cholesterol, elevated triglycerides, their HDLs were out of range, their LDLs were out of range. And just by increasing their healthy saturated fats, such as avocado, for example, cod liver oil is not a saturated fat, but cod liver oil, good fat. In putting the real fats back in, butter, lard, tallow, these types of cooking with these things again, like we used to. One of the things that begins to happen is the body doesn't have as many cravings. You see, back in the late 70s, early 80s, we saw a massive shift, 5% reduction in the recommended macro fat concentration that we put in our body day to day. And so by decreasing fat intake, and then we had this big push for what? Fat is bad. Fat causes cholesterol. Fat causes disease. Fat causes heart disease. Not true. Not true. We do not promote that. At Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, we believe that fats, if you eat fat, your body has a built-in satiation point where you will actually stop eating fat naturally because you're done. But when you eat carbohydrates, there is no turn-off button. You'll just keep piling it in. That's why you can eat 2 buckets of popcorn at a movie theater. But if I gave you 8 ounces or 6 ounces of steak cubes, you wouldn't go back for seconds. I mean, there's always somebody, Curt.
Oh, I was going to say, like, ice cream, where does that fall in? Because I feel like I can literally...
Is ice cream a carb?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure ice cream's a carb, and I'm pretty sure ice cream's empty calories.
Well, because I could literally eat probably like 3 or 4 gallons of ice cream without.
I saw this really cool picture on Facebook yesterday, and it was almost like KG Jr. was birthed, and then all of a sudden you had this, like, big cheese cup in front of you. I'm not sure what that was.
Was it the mac and cheese costume?
I think it was a mac and cheese costume, and it's almost like you're about to give birth to a noodle.
Dang.
I saw that too.
Thanks, Joe Perez from Texas Chronicles History, Mystery, and Adventure for tagging my face on that.
That's the best you've ever looked, to be fair.
To be fair, I almost want to make that my profile picture.
You should. I don't know, but the hot dog's still pretty cool.
Is that your worst nightmare? Like when you go to bed, you're like dreaming of Curt and a mac and cheese costume.
So here's the thing: the more and more I work with patients that come in with health problems, okay, if we can get them to decrease their carb content, bread, rice, cereal, pasta, potatoes, corn, starches, things like that, because they overeat it. That's just the problem, is they're overeating it. You eat hash browns for breakfast, you eat sandwich for lunch, you eat crackers for afternoon, you eat pasta and bread for dinner, or chips or whatever. All that stuff just adds up. And we're not active enough as a population. We're too caught up in sitting behind a desk, or we're too caught up in driving in a car, rush hour traffic. And then we compound life with stress and stressful events. And then all of a sudden we're not able to get through to our digestive system in an effective and efficient manner. And so the cholesterol conversation is by when we decreased the fats, we increased our carbs because people were hungry. And that's what's created this issue with prediabetes, high LDL, low HDL, and then we see an elevation in your cholesterol and triglyceride levels. So you can totally manage that. And by the way, that's a really hot button for me. If you can't tell, I get a little fired up about it, because this is what my dad's problem was. I mean, he died at 53 of a heart attack. And if he would have known these truths, because the truths that he was taught from the American Heart Association were false And that's what, in my opinion, killed him. So, take it for what it is. Don't follow that mindset thinking.
Yeah. So we have another question. This one's from Diane, and I think you may know Diane, but she said, please get your wife to create a cooking class. I hear she's great and she cooks very well. I'm not. That's the biggest issue at my house and many others. We know how we are supposed to feed our family, but don't know how to put it all together.
So I'll totally help you out just right now until my wife decides to do that. I would love it if my wife, if she's listening, to make a cookbook, because she is an amazing cook. And but there's a book that I can recommend called The Whole 30. And The Whole 30's got amazing recipes. It's to be honest with you, everything that I would teach you when I was in the trenches helping patients live. This book was being written, and this book has helped many people. And it literally, for 30 days, will take you through step by step how to get rid of wheat, dairy, corn, soy products, and fake and artificial foods. And if you eat enough make-believe food, guys, the best you'll ever have is make-believe health. So let's eat real, vibrant food. And then let's recognize this whole conversation around stress and recognize, okay, well, what do we do for stress? Mm-hmm. And so in my office, I have a protocol that we teach. And so you might, throw this up there for these guys. We use a product called Adaptocrine, which is a rhodiola, ashwagandha, and stomach acid support product. We use a product called Nevaton, which is skullcap, damiana, St. John's, and shatavari, an amazing product. And then Mintran, which is basically calming minerals. I call it the breaks. And they're God's minerals. They're tranquilizers. They calm the body down. And when you are feeling like it's a short trip to crazy and you're pushing the envelope really fast, have you ever felt like that? This is the protocol. If your stress level on a 0 to 10 scale is at a 7, 8, 9, or a 10, you want to knock these things in to your diet quick, fast, in a hurry. And you want to take them every 15 minutes to an hour. And what happens when you're aggressive, you're giving the body the tools it needs to grab hold of your stress and pull it down out of the stratosphere so that you're not reactive, you're responsive. And when you're reactive, you make mistakes. When you're responsive, you're thinking through the process. So powerful, powerful. Thanks, Diane.
Right now, it is 9:03. You're listening to KHEAradio.com and 99.5 FM. Feel free to share this video out. If you're watching on Facebook, everybody hit the share button right now. There is somebody in your life that's in your Facebook friends, that's on your timeline, that's somewhere on social media that needs to hear the stuff we're talking about today. Maybe you even want to tag them in this post, or call a friend and tell them to listen to 99.5 FM, or stream it from our website as well. So hopefully everybody's doing good today. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them now. We'll get to them as soon as we can. We're talking to Dr. Aaron Chapa from Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center. Somebody had asked earlier where Dr. Chapa is located. So he's located off of 518 in League City, Texas. And Dr. Chapa, what is the exact address of Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center?
So it's 815 East Main Street, League City, Texas, 77573. And our phone number is 281-554-8600. And our website is justlivewell.com. We have a lot of great health surveys up there. And we have a lot of programs for your kids. And so I brought some of those as well. This one product, sometimes kids don't have the frontal lobe development yet that will let them take supplements that taste kind of, not so good. Right. Mm-hmm. But I want to say this. I had this little girl come in and I'm so proud of her. She had an earache. She had a double ear infection. And I'm talking, this was external and internal ear. So like the external ear was completely scary and the internal ear infection looked bloody and it was just like a mess, and she was in pain and they weren't getting any results. So mom says, all right, she came in. So she comes in and she was having a hard time getting her daughter to take the supplements. So I sit here and I open up, sesame seed oil, Thymex, and coral powder, and we start taking them. When I mix those with some of those chewable things I mentioned earlier, the Congoplex and the Catalin, and we just go in order and we're just chewing supplements, me and this little girl. It was awesome. But that's part of the problem. We had to get her to take the stuff, right? Because if you don't take your remedies, they don't work. But her number one problem was she was constipated. And this is sometimes when you are on a program in my office, and if you don't feel like the results are coming in, I had this happen yesterday to an adult as well. But she came in and she was tired and brain fogged. And I said, all right, well, when's the last time you had a bowel movement? She goes, and when anytime anybody goes, it's like 4 days ago. And so I said, all right, so we've got to work on that. And this morning, I've already gotten an email. So it's like just now 9:00 and she's already feeling better because she had a bowel movement this morning. Well, that little girl, the same way. So she came in on a Friday, we did this. And I got a report on Saturday that she was already feeling better. But Sunday, she's feeling even better. And so it's amazing, guys. Stagnation leads to disease. Stagnation leads to inflammation. Stagnation leads to infection. And if you can keep the body moving and don't let any of your exit channels get blocked, that's your digestive tract. That's your kidneys. And I know some of you right now are saying, well, I poop every day, I'm good. Well, that might be true. But you can have something that I like to call dirty pipe syndrome, where you actually have stuff caked up in there. You've got 10 to 15 meals caked up inside you. And that still is a level of stagnation that you have to work with. So if you're carrying that extra 10 pounds, it's because you got 10 to 15 meals still caked up inside. You got to figure out a way. And we have detox programs that push this. We got detox programs that help change your liver's capacity to heal. We've got metabolic boosting products. We're about to take one here that's cinnamon. It's black seed, cumin seed, and then fenugreek. And what this stuff is, go ahead. It's an anti-infective.
Dang.
Oh, party foul.
Party foul.
Here you go. There's another one. And just take another one out of there. It's fine. And so what this product does is this product can be used to the black cumin seed is a strong support in every cancer protocol that I've ever seen. That's an alternative remedy. The fenugreek is great for creating a decongestant. You can chew it if you want. Yeah, why not? Let's chew it.
Can we swallow it?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm going to swallow it. Okay.
Let's chew this one. It's got cinnamon in it. It's cinnamon and this black cumin seed.
It smells like syrup.
And that's the and what smells like syrup is the fenugreek.
The fenugreek?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does. That tastes great. I love it. I just got this. This is actually a really new product to our office.
This is the best one so far.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, at the end, it kind of has a nasty.
Yeah, that's probably the black cumin seed.
Oh.
So, yeah, that was so misleading.
It smelled so good.
You know what? It sneaks up on you at the back
and then on the backside, man,
pops you in the back of the mouth.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Ethan, what did you do?
He's over there. He's having a struggle.
Ethan just said, "Have you heard the movie about constipation? It hasn't come out yet."
Did he just post that?
Yes, I think. Ethan.
Oh, Ethan, I think that's great. I'm gonna like that because it has. And I love that he made
Ethan's
that note.
over here dying.
That's okay. So now let's work on some of the kids. All right. So we've got kid products. We have homeopathic. So sometimes, again, when we have kids that are just absolutely struggling to take their supplements, and because it does happen. I mean, it takes little Johnny 17 exposures to the palate to get his palate open and ready to take these nutrients in. Wow. And so if you got a kid that is a little bit picky, you've got to keep pushing them to taste the food. The texture of the food, the taste of the food will all come once you've exposed the kid to the palate, his palate enough. And so this product that we're about to throw down here, this is an easy one. This is Armor Detox. So this is going to be what's called a liver product. It's got burdock, it's got choline, it's got stinging nettles, rosemary, milk thistle, globe artichoke. I have to watch my kids with this stuff because they'll just drink it out of the bottle. So really? y'all can pass that one around. But see, and not everything has to taste bad in the office, and we do have products that don't taste bad for if you know your kid is a.
So like one drop. What are we doing with that?
Yeah, just do 2 droppers. So about 60 drops is about.
Don't put your tongue on it.
Like the whole drop.
The whole dropper.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and so because otherwise, with homeopathics, sometimes you can go light, but with these, I go pretty heavy with them because kids need liver support because they're getting onto all the fruit. They get into all the candy.
Don't put your tongue on it.
Okay, Kurt, you keep saying that. Like, I know that. I'm not going to just suck it out of here like a baby bottle. I'm going to drop it in my mouth, okay?
Oh, my goodness.
Watch.
I'm watching. I'm kind of watching
real
scared.
Real hard.
All right, so.
2 drops.
Yeah, so and the whole game that we play is mobility, like getting the system to move. If you've got stagnation in your body, or look, let me say it a different way. If you haven't done a 21-day detox with me, if you haven't done a 7-day detox with me, if you haven't done my 10-day detox or 14-day detox in the last 6 months, you're due. And so let's see where we can put it in before the holidays. And then you can join us for our ultimate detox program in January, where we're expecting a huge crowd of people to come through this process. We have been teaching it for years, and we're really excited this year to push this forward, because everybody that does it, after they get past about day 4, they start feeling great. They lose weight. It's a great way to start your year off. You get all those toxins out of the body, and your mind just kicks on and starts feeling alive.
Curt just touched his teeth with that thing. Like, first thing he did after all he had been telling me that.
Well,
literally hit his
because
teeth.
you got to forgive him. He's got C4 on his hands, so he's over there like, got ratchety, rigidity. He's like, you can't even hold. Like, hey, can you hold your hand still for a second? I bet you can't.
He can't hold his hand still, though. To be fair, he's like, I can stay so still. But yeah.
All right. So this next one's called Immunoblast. So this would be like the chewable Congoplex, but it's in a liquid. So it's going to be cloves and bloodroot, black cumin, red clover, slippery elm. It's going to be poke root for lymphatic. So this is going to be a boost to the immune system, 2 droppers, and then lymphatic support as well. And so the whole, again, idea is to give everybody an opportunity not to use drugs and surgery. We believe that everybody's body can function without drugs and surgery. So we've had patients coming in lately, a lot of patients with high blood pressure and ringing in the ears as of late. And so when you have ringing in the ears due to blood pressure problems, we have a great test. It's called a heart sound recorder, where you can come in and we can actually look at the valves of the heart. We can measure the efficiency and effectiveness of the mitral valve, tricuspid valve, aortic and pulmonic valves, and see how effective and functioning they are. And we can see what B vitamin deficiencies are. We can see where potassium and iodine deficiencies are. We can see phosphorus issues, calcium issues, and saturated fat issues and adrenal stuff. So, I mean, it's a quite encompassing test, and it's very, very effective in the quest. I mean, it's not an EKG. It's very different from an EKG. But when you use these testing methods in the realm of your healthcare, checklist, you're getting another look into the effectiveness of your body. And was that bad? It can't be as bad.
The first one was better than the second one, but the second one's not bad.
The first one had no taste. The second one had like a ton.
Kurt's just Curt.
Yeah, no.
I'm still trying to get over the second. What was that one?
Metabol.
That one was
the one that had the secret like punch on the backside.
Got you in the end. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What I might do next week? I'll bring y'all some Gymnema. We'll chew up some Gymnema, and then y'all bring a donut, something that you love sweet. Yeah. And then when you bite into the donut after you've had the Gymnema in your mouth for about 30 seconds, the donut or the chocolate cake or whatever you bring will taste like a piece of cardboard. It will absolutely taste disgusting. What the Gymnema does is it literally it changes your sweet receptors for about 15 minutes.
I wonder if
it knocks out sugar cravings and stuff.
If would cheese for breakfast be okay? Like just like would it like make the cheese taste like cardboard? I'm trying to think of like the most like.
It's mostly sweet, but because a lot of people have cravings around this time of year, so you could take in your favorite sugary treat, but it doesn't matter what it is. It cannot withstand the power of Gymnema. I mean, and Gymnema works on the beta receptors of the pancreas, so we can change your blood sugar and stuff of that nature. So very, very nice tool again.
That's cool. Right now it's 9:15. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We have a pyramid of natural herbal supplements that we have taken.
All right, we're going to do another one. Y'all ready? So let's keep on rolling here. So, this is fun. I mean, I've never really gotten to just teach people about the different, things that we have. We have so many options. So if you're having, whether it's, sleep challenges, I can help you sleep. I probably wouldn't bring sleep, experiments on the show because then it would be kind of quiet.
I'm feeling kind of sleepy.
Really?
Oh, come on. That's because you're having a dip in the toxicity drop from your little bombshell over there.
Yeah, Curt, come on.
All right, so
More?
this is called Natronix. So Natronix is going to be, an elderberry echinacea product, beets and then thymus support, sage, but this is for coughs. So if you got kids that have coughs, this is a great little tool.
It tastes cough syrupy.
No, I don't know. Maybe it's a little herbally to me.
Woo. Yeah, that's.
And,
Kurt's like sitting back.
Yeah, so I think that again. And see, I'm always interested to watch Curt because he puts so much poison in his body throughout the week, and I start putting all this good stuff in his system.
He can't stand it.
And his body upregulates. We're making movement happen. And when movement starts happening, his body turns off other systems and it's trying to purge something out.
I see his stomach literally moving right now, like
he's got a parasite in there.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
probably
The next one is for parasites. And so,
Doctor, you're slowly killing me.
hey, that's good.
yeah, and kids love this. And
That's
this one goodish. This one's a good one that you can actually hide stuff in. So like if you have fevers, if you have infections and you're having a hard time getting the coral and sesame seed and things like that in, this product here is nice because it's got a little bit of a sweet taste to it that will allow you to hide some of these other things in there.
It has like a lemon, herb, orangish, citrusy flavor, and it has a good intro. And then on the end, it just has like the herbal. And if you like tea, you'd probably like that.
Yeah, I'm always amazed at people that don't like teas. Like
I don't like tea.
Do you like coffee though?
I'll drink coffee, but not like all the
do
time.
you drink coffee black or do you drink coffee with all the stuff in it?
So if I drink coffee, I usually will get it black, and then I'll maybe put in like half a sweet and low of the bad stuff.
So my
Why don't you use
grandma
stevia?
used to have something similar to this that I used to eat growing up.
How was it, Ethan?
Like
Ethan, how was it?
Scared.
There was a candy or something that's very similar to this that my grandma had, like a special candy. Oh, it's root beer.
Oh yeah, those little root beer balls.
Root beer
That's
balls.
right.
That's
Throw that
what
in
it
front of
is.
you.
It tastes exactly like it, doesn't it?
All right. So no matter what it is, if you find that you wake up in the morning more tired than when you went to bed, you feel like you have, like you just don't have the spunk to get through your day. Man, I broke something loose apparently too.
Right.
That's what I love about supplements is we chew all this stuff up and it will start breaking up things that you didn't even know were going on in your head.
Mhm.
And I think we always need some level of cellular cleansing. And so, I have different protocols that we'll do with neti pots where we can actually bathe the mucous membranes inside the sinus cavities. And so like right now, I'm actually getting like even a little bit of a band of heat around my forehead. That's an upregulation of my body's production of T cells, and my body's acclimating to that. So if you have that experience and feeling, be mindful, as it is a good sign that your body needs an immune boost. So
I got a quick question. I think it's kind of associated with what you're talking about. So I always have an issue, and I think this is, from what I know, kind of normal. At least I hang out with Curt all the time. I'm sure I've heard him talk about it. But like I can only breathe through like one nostril at times. And sometimes it'll switch, and always clogged up, sinus things going on. But that's kind of normal for me. Is that something like chewing that this can help break up?
Yes, absolutely. And if you have a nostril that's, because everybody's got something, right? If somebody is going to have something in the right ear, or it's always in the left ear, they have a lymph node on the right or the left, or they have a nostril. That's your body's check engine lights. And if you're paying attention, you can see where your body is breaking down. There's a reason for that. I mean, you have two nostrils. Why are you breathing out of one?
Right.
So there's a sign that that's a check engine light that you've got some stuff that needs to be broken up, and your body is trying to fix it. So it's like the construction. We close off a lane so we can, and we have 4 other lanes we can work with, but they're trying to repair that one lane. In this case, if you do things cellular, we call these sequential immune upregulation programs that we build for people in the office, where we do bacterial pushes, we do viral pushes, parasite pushes, or stealth pathogen cleanses. We find a way to get your body to go deep into the cell tissue in order to lift the body out of the fog that it's in. And so when you have a system that is clogged up, again, stagnation is never good, never, never. So we always want to be looking at a way to get your body to heal itself and to move forward in a positive way.
Interesting.
So, yep, absolutely. So something interesting, we talk about food all the time. So at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, we believe all life starts and stops at the cellular level, and nutrition is the fundamental backbone that makes your body healthy or makes your body sick. And it all starts with food. I mean, in this book, it's called Our Health Crisis Today. It's called Back to the Basics of Human Health. And it's by a lady named Mary Frost. And it's a fantastic little read. And as you can see, I've marked it up quite a bit. But it says artificial manures lead inevitably to artificial nutrition, artificial food, artificial animals, and finally, the artificial man or woman. And so when we eat fake food, the best we'll ever have is make-believe health. And it does start with the food. And it starts with what we're putting in the food. So, I do want to make a push. Hey, look this year for grass-fed farmers that you can buy beef from, or grass-fed chickens, or, just grass-fed eggs. Find, farmers that are promoting good health farming, and then find farmers that are local master gardeners that are local growers, and support your local farmers, support your local market. Over at the Natural Living Store in League City, right up the street from my office, they got a great health co-op, and in Irma's Nutrition Store in Nassau Bay has a great health co-op that they've had. I was talking to the owners over there just the other day, and Ellen and her husband was telling me that they've never in like 15 years or something missed a farmer's market except when Harvey happened and they couldn't get to the place.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only time in like 15 years that they've ever missed a farmer's market on a Saturday morning. So I mean, when we as a community support local growers, we're supporting people that believe in nutrition starts at the seed level and the soil level. Cool. And so want to just make that plug because there is poisons in the food that is actually in the soil, from the soil in the food that we're consuming. And when we eat a lot of commercialized food all over that we ship in, this is contributing to, a lot of our health problems.
Yeah. So let's say somebody can't 100% switch over to, organic grass-fed beef and, chickens that are fed the right way. I mean, does anything help? Like, let's say,
like frozen vegetables or something?
Well, no, I was going to say okay, so let's say I can only afford or in my area find food that's like the right way, grass-fed, like 1 day a week. Does it help to do anything or I'm going to try and do half?
Yeah. So look, you got to look at it. Like if you look at a week, maybe the average American, because you got to calculate how many times you eat a day. And so if you eat 35 meals in a week, 5 times a day, and so 3 meals and 2 snacks, if you have 10 of those are really healthy and 5 of those are not, well, then you're kind of 50-50, right? So you want to try to make it where you're like 70% of the time eating really well and then 30% of the time falling off the wagon a little bit. So that's why you'll hear a lot of trainers and you'll hear a lot of people talk to the idea that when you are on a nutrition plan, it's give yourself a cheat meal once a week. And that way you're not feeling like you don't ever get to indulge and ever get to have fun. Or in my case, I go to places where I know the quality of the food is going to be good. So, when I cheat, for example, like on my birthday last Thursday, I went to one of my favorite places called Belly Greens. And I wish they would make one down here. Supposedly they are, but they've been saying that for 10 years. And so, but I went in there and I got a gluten-free carrot cake, but the ingredients they use are higher quality. And they're a lot of times a farm to table type restaurant. I'm sure not all the time, every time, just like you're talking about. Sometimes they just can't get the microgreens from the local guy. But a lot of times these companies that promote that kind of stuff are, and that's the kind of places I want to frequent. But if you look at your week and you inventory it. So one of the simplest ways to get healthy, stay healthy, and move forward, if you did one thing this week, track your food log. Look at what you're eating. Look at what you're putting in your mouth. Look how much water you're drinking. measure how many times a day are you going to the bathroom and having a bowel movement. How good is your sleep? If 5 was bad and 1 was great, where are you at on a scale of 1 to 5? And measure your stress on a 0 to 10 scale. 7, 8, 9, or 10 is the most stressed ever, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 are no stress at all. Where are you at on that scale? And what winds up happening is you start taking inventory of where your stress levels and your dietary levels and your water intake levels and your bowel exit channel removal systems are. And all of a sudden, now you've got something that you can work with and making course correction. And it's the name of the game.
I do want to ask this. Is there anything like we took today that can help people with anxiety? I know today that's like a big thing that a lot of people deal with,
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not.
You're just literally looking at me, and then you're like, "Is there anything with anxiety?"
I'm really just trying to help my situation
friend,
out, but my friend
situation. My friend.
Just because my business associate and I are taking a
break. How are you gonna put this on the air right now? I can't believe you put this out on blast.
Are you really like that upset about giving birth to KJ Jr.?
I'm just upset that I was left to take care of KGA Jr. by myself.
I understand. I mean, I could only imagine.
Business associate.
Oh, wow.
I'm a tiger.
Hey, easy. I'm going to have to break this up. All right. So look, anxiety. If you're struggling with anxiety, there's a system in your body called your stress management system. It is your adrenal glands, and your adrenal glands, or your whole endocrine axis, really. That's going to be hypothalamus, and you're up in the brain, pituitary up in the brain, the thyroid behind your throat, your adrenal glands about 2 inches above your kidneys, and the gonads down in the pelvic area. So this whole system is your endocrine system. And the healthier the endocrine system is, the less likely you are to having anxiety challenges. Doesn't mean you won't have a moment of like freak out, but you should never get to a point where you're anxious. You shouldn't be to a point where you're panicking. So when people have anxiety and panic attacks, they're beyond the stress management ability to manage that situation. That's why we call it anxiety and panic, and they have medication for that. That's where we want to intervene, and we want to intervene before that. If you feel like you're a little bit worrisome, or you feel like you're a little bit on the nervous side, we call those nervous nillies. If you find that you're always, worried about what your kid's going to be doing upstairs, if they're going to swallow a paintbrush, or if they're going to be, eating paint chips, or, whatever, right? And you can never seem to be relaxed when your kid is not in front of you. That's an indication that you're over, your fuse is too short, and we can lengthen that. So we can do protocols. Again, blood sugar is the first thing that we look at. We balance the blood sugar. You can have a normal blood sugar but be hypoglycemic, which means if you miss a meal, you feel anxious, you get headachy, you feel tired. But if you find that you are anxious, panicking, or you're nervous all the time, we also use nutrients, and we use God's tranquilizers, the Mintran again that I mentioned in the post above. The adaptocrine in the post above, the Neviton in the post above. Those 3 things, if I just had a dart of those and threw it at a target, I would hit a target every time. If you are an anxious, worrisome, nervous, panicky type individual, I've got your back. We can teach you how to manage those symptoms very effectively by using these protocols that we put together in the office. Now, I'm not saying that those are the only things that we do, but I'm just giving people here on the air an opportunity to know, hey, call our office, 281-554-8600. And, we want you to know that we have answers that can help you live a better life and feel more functional, that you don't have to live with anxiety. But your adrenal glands are what's going to take care of your stress and the anxious feelings.
I will say this, from the things that we have taken, and you had mentioned feeling like a heat around your forehead.
Yeah.
I feel something, and I'm not sure what it is. Maybe like a glow, like a glow. I don't know. It's hard to explain. How are you feeling, Kurt?
No, I'm just feeling this weird. I don't know. My nose is running now, and
let's see. But is that a bad thing? I mean, you had stuff clogged up in your head, and things are now moving through. I mean, again, stagnation leads to infection, leads to disease, and leads to malfunction. Do you have a headache or anything?
You also ate an energy
I don't know.
banana.
I think things are moving in your head. Everything that we wanted to happen And this is why it's good to talk it through in a group setting, because people too often go, oh, that means you're having a side effect, because we're so prone to looking at the side effects of things, right? Not in this world. This world, a lot of times, feelings like what he's experiencing it's a catarrhal response. It's a detox response. His body is dumping something out of the tissues, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because when stagnation stays stagnant over the course of weeks, months, years, it turns into a diagnosis. And so if we can create movement. So I had a lady one time, she goes, every time I take that Thymex, she would get a fever for like 3 days, right? And she couldn't see past it until I just sat her down. We talked it out, and I helped her see that we're breaking you out of Western philosophy that says side effects and drugs. You're not having a side effect. You're having a reaction, but it's because we're creating movement in your body in a way that wasn't moving before. And that movement is what's going to ultimately cleanse your tissues of any debris and trash and waste that your body can't get rid of on its own. I mean, because it should be able to, except here in America, when every time we turn around, we've got things that have artificial ingredients in it, such as sucralose, or such as the yellow stuff, the pink stuff that you were mentioning earlier, saccharin, and the blue stuff, aspartame, that's in anything that says diet, light, sugar-free, in typically low calorie, is always going to have an artificial ingredient in it. If you also look on the ingredient and it has FD&C number whatever, blue number whatever, yellow number whatever, those are chemicals and dyes. Why are we putting chemicals and dyes in our body? You know, remember in Tommy Boy where he goes, did you eat paint chips as a kid? Well, that's what this is. I mean, that's modern day paint chips right there. You know, they don't have lead in it, thank God, I hope, but who knows? You know, I was talking to a guy that does decontamination the other day, and he said that when drywall goes up in your house, and they use when they tape and float sheetrock, and we just had a bunch of sheetrock put up in our city, right, with all the Harvey stuff over the last year, that you could have asbestos in the tape that they use if it was bought out of China. And I was like, I had no idea. He goes, yeah, he goes, in California, I'm held accountable to knowing that when I decontaminate and I stamp my decontamination approval on it, that I've taken in consideration the possibility of asbestos. And I'm like, wow. Women don't even realize this, but they think that it's as a whole society, we don't understand this, that asbestos isn't necessarily in our insulation anymore, but it's in other building materials. It's also in feminine care products, and these are things that our ladies are using day in and day out, and we're poisoning them once a month, and it's not the best solution. No wonder we have infertility issues. No wonder we have, cysts growing in places they shouldn't be growing, or fibroids and women having hormone challenges. So, wow. I mean, these are just ideas and knowledge to help us make sure that we're aware that it's not, what you eat is important, but what you don't eat is more important. What you don't put on your skin is more important. Like one of my mentors, she always says, if you can't eat it, you shouldn't put it on your skin. And I'm like, oh, well, there's logic, because your skin is a giant absorptive piece of tissue. We want to rub that stuff on, and it's going to absorb right into the fat cells, into your bloodstream. And if it's a chemical, if it's a poison, it's a potential hazardous waste that we're dealing with.
Wow.
So go ahead.
Man, I've just never thought of, well, I have seen some stuff, like some natural products where people are like, hey, you could actually just eat this stuff, and you put it on your skin, and that's how good it is for you and natural it is and everything. But sometimes to me, I'm like, okay, I want the strong thing. If I'm going to put this on my skin or I want to be able to feel it burn afterwards, so I know it's working.
That's right. And isn't it weird? We have this weird sensation. We have to feel the burn, so to speak,
like a mint to tingle. I don't know what
something, right? And but again, I just go back to this idea that too often when you're dealing with chemicals, medicines, you're oftentimes finding that those are real side effects you got to be mindful of. But when we're dealing with herbal reactions, like Kurt's feeling over there, like these aren't necessarily, we walk you through these things. We have you drink more water. We have you, What's that?
Nothing.
Oh,
Say it, Kurt.
The-
You got
the-
something to say over there.
The parasite's talking now.
Is your
My
stomach grumbling?
Well, no, it's just saying like, don't quit killing me. Quit it.
So we took a bunch of natural herbal supplements here. Can you move that drink somewhere?
we got a little bit more here. So this one's going to be wormwood.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've taken 6 of these
I
already.
know we have like rocked it this morning. So this one's loaded. This is going to have thuja in it, wild geranium, guarania seeds, feverfew. What this product does, one of my mentors, he takes this when he goes on mission trips overseas. And because you're always exposed to new pathogens and new ecology, two droppers. And what winds up happening with this Paratac product, if you've got kids that have, belly pain, or if they have eczema rashes, if they have psoriasis, acne, even if you know anybody that is struggling with acne, adults too, oftentimes it's parasites. And you're thinking, what? Parasites? And I'm saying, absolutely. These are pathogens that you can't get rid of, parasites or fungus or yeast or bacterium. They're going to find a way to survive. But what you can do is you can subdue them. Just like the Bible talks about, we are to subdue the creepy crawly things.
Mhm.
We are to subdue and make the creepy crawly things abide by our body's rules, so to speak. And so my encouragement to folks is, if you haven't done a parasite protocol, this is a part of our sequential immune upregulation cleanse, where we go in and we will teach people how to purge toxins out of their body, whether they're parasites. It's not that bad, Kurt.
It's not.
Oh my gosh. I know, Kurt.
It's breaking up my voice. I keep going to talk, and it's
I
like
need you to get a pacifier for Kurt.
See,
He's being a
also
baby today.
Ethan, the intern. What's up, intern Ethan? He goes after me and he judges based on like what to expect based on my reaction.
I will say this. I am impressed by this packaging. I'm impressed by the packaging and marketing that they have, because it doesn't look like the natural, like herbal standard package. It's kind of like more modern, but
it looks like
they're out of Colorado,
fresh,
and they're an amazing group of folks out there. They're a sports company, so they have a lot of stuff to help with all kinds of different.
I see the mountains now. It kind of looks like my tattoo.
Oh, nice.
Any chance he gets to drop that he has one. So
that's his pickup line.
We have Jody.
Ladies, if you like tattoos, Kurt's got your back.
Jody has a question. Jody says she is wondering if you have any tips for leading children in a healthy lifestyle. Is it mostly healthy diet and an active lifestyle, or are there certain supplements that are best and okay for them to use daily?
Yeah, so we use chewable products for little kids under 12, and I'll be honest with you, some of the adult ones. I had one of my pregnant ladies yesterday. She was like, I've been taking super newts all day, and I'm like, yeah, you want to be a superhero just like your kiddos, and like you're growing that baby. And so the super newts are a kid's product. We have a whole springboard line in our office where we have patients come in for just kids health. I have everything from an infant healthy formula for kids that is called Sammy's milk, and very great way to give nutrients, and they don't heat treat this stuff to a level where you destroy the nutrients in it. It travels well, if you're going some places having the powder. Chewable Catalin, chewable Congoplex, and this whole line of homeopathics that we're using this morning are all here. And I'm trying to thank you, got you to say something, Miss Jody. So I'm glad that you mentioned it. This is how we take care of kids. And so we supplement well. So if my kids go to grandma's, I call it WAG week after grandma's. And when they come home with the sinus stuffy head, when they get the drippy and the coffee, throat, they're taking supplements that night. When they come home, it's just mandatory. We all go to the supplement pantry and we start taking supplements. Yes, an active lifestyle. Let's get our kids off of video games. Let's get them outside jumping on trampolines, swimming in pools. In the winter, let's get creative. Let's find ways that we can get them to open gyms and opportunities where they can play, jump, run, and be active. Obviously, these are, tools. I mentioned earlier that 17 exposures to the palate, getting your kids to try food. The simplest way to get kids to try food is to get them involved in the cooking. Make them stand over the stove and let them stir it, let them play with it, let them make a mess. And I'm guilty of this too. Sometimes it's just easier if I just do it because I can get it done faster. But I'm telling you, if you allow them to make mistakes and make messes, they get confident in the kitchen. A part of why my generation and the generation after me doesn't know how to cook is because it's too inconvenient to teach the kids.
Right.
And so if we can teach the kids and let them stand over the stove and play with, cooking ideas. Now, of course, you need to chaperone them. I don't recommend they sitting in there by themselves with a fiery burner or a skillet that can melt or putting plastic on the stove or something. But, being mindful, getting your kids involved in the cooking process, baking process, teach them how to eat. Now, here's the secret, though. And this is where I feel like we really shine, because we are so avid of not blaming things on the supplements. Oh, you're having a bellyache because of the supplements. That's not true exactly. It's what the supplements are creating in the body for a process. So when my daughter, she's 12, whether she wants to believe it or not, because sometimes she believes it and other days she doesn't, when she's feeling really good on top of the world, she seems to forget that she has a dairy allergy. Every time she gets into cheese or ice cream, she vomits 24 hours later. Like it's like so blatantly on it. I mean, happening that she is severely allergic to it, and it takes 24 hours for it to hit. Well, some people 24 hours when vomiting happens, they just like, oh, school happened, church happened, Mother's Day out happened, whatever, and the kid had a stomach bug, right? We blame it on the stomach bug.
I usually just assume that it's every time I hang out with Gardy.
Well, that's just, or anytime you put that, cup of cheese soup on.
That could be it.
Drinks chugging queso.
I'm just saying. But what happens is if you look 72 hours behind you and you see what did you eat the last 3 days, a lot of times, just like the lady I started today's talk with, she had been eating great for 2 weeks. She'd lost 10 pounds. She felt great. Life was good. She went out with her girlfriends to fast food. The next day and then yesterday, 3 days later, she still felt like crud. And I could tell. I mean, her body looked inflamed. She looked not happy. And it's because when you eat make-believe food, the best you'll ever have is make-believe health. And so the game here is to recognize and teach your kids when they have a reaction, find out, hey, what'd you eat in the last 3 days? Hey, have you gone poop? Hey, did you drink enough water? And you start teaching them that what they eat's important and what they don't eat's more important. You start teaching them to drink water, and you're putting these little nuggets of information in, because it's so easy to not teach that because you don't know that. But it doesn't mean, because all that creates is ignorance. And what we're trying to share is that there is a reason why your body's breaking down. We just got to teach you and share with you enough tools so that you know that everything that your body is going through, whether it is a stomach bug, whether it is a fever, a cold, whether it is a high blood pressure situation, ringing in the ears, skin rashes, there's a reason. So at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, this is what we're going to teach you and share with you. So visit our website, justlivewell.com, or call us at the office, 281-554-8600.
So we have a question someone had asked, said, I wish my 17-year-old son would come see you. He has severe acne, but he is on Accutane. I know it's not what I want for him. I did the same thing 20 years ago. Have you ever treated someone for severe acne? He is our healthiest eater and is very fit looking, but he is addicted to peanut butter. Is that potentially adding to the acne issues?
Yeah. So, okay. So peanuts specifically and cashews are the most moldy nuts. Okay. So they're also, most of them are roasted, and the fastest way to kill a monkey is to feed them roasted nuts. And so when we feed our kids these particularly 3 nuts, they're not the most healthy. Now, I know a farm up towards Beaumont, they grow theirs on a rich local farm. I would eat their peanuts probably, but you've got to know where you're getting it. And the little Peanut Man peanuts or Peter Pan peanut butter, a lot of these things, they have high fructose corn syrup. Remember, that's one of your 4 deadly food additives. It's got partially hydrogenated oil in it. That's one of your 4 deadly food additives. And so it clogs up the liver, and stagnation leads to disease and infections and disease or manifestation of acne. Why? Because if you clog up your liver, and you can't get stuff to move through it well. And I'm not saying you clogged it up and it's like, stuck, because I don't know if that's possible. Your body's pretty resilient, but how you know something's wrong is it backs up into the lymph and it'll come out a secondary exit channel, such as your skin, such as your low back, such as your kidneys, or any other tissue that isn't your bowels. Okay. And that's where people will have things like blood pressure problems or sinus problems. And so a lot of what we're trying to go through and help people realize. So in this case, absolutely, if peanut butter's in there, it's a potential problem for sure.
What are your thoughts on like Accutane and that kind of stuff? That's like isn't that pretty harsh, like, and strong, like a treatment?
So sure. I would say that, I would not be using Accutane. It's a pretty strong drug, and I would rather teach people how to live it out. But here's the problem. Now, this guy's 17, and mom says he's the best eater in the house. So, I mean, he would be more somebody that I would be wanting to teach and work with, because with acne, if you let some of these kids that get acne really bad, it leaves scarring on the face, and we don't want that, right? And it's just an infection coming out your face. You're literally, I hate to say it, pooping out your face. Okay. But when you have parasite buildup, when you have ecology problems, there is a mass exodus that happens elsewhere in the body. And so we want those skin channels have to be cleansed. So we have to do skin repair. We have to do infectious protocol cleansing and killing of infections. And once we go through those programs and support the immune system appropriately, support the food intake appropriately, retrain the kids on how to eat well, absolutely, we've seen great changes in handling infections. Now, a lot of times when acne is present at those levels where people are reaching for Accutane, that it does take about 6 months, unfortunately, to go through that cleansing process, because the body has now so clogged up, gone those ways. It's at the level of scarring. It's been sitting too long. And so when a lot of these guys come in and they're already on Accutane, so like this guy, he'd be easy to get off of the Accutane and retrain his diet if he's willing to make some changes. Absolutely.
Those things can work though, right?
They do work. I mean, There's no question they work. They're antibiotics. They're hardcore drugs, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you want to be doing, is blowing up your digestive ecology for future digestion. All you're doing is messing up long-term the body's health pathways for short-term gain. It does eliminate the current problem, but it's not the root of it. All we're doing, in a sense, is killing everything in the gut lining instead of just killing, what needs to be, supported.
Gotcha. Right now, it's 9:49. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11 a.m. We have Dr. Aaron Chapa from Living Well Clinical Nutrition, located in League City, Texas, in studio today. We're having a good time. We have taken, I would say, like a nice smorgasbord presentation of supplements and herbal droppings and droppers. I don't know. Curt, how are you feeling right now?
I'm struggling
with what?
I don't know.
Life.
My whole body just feels weird right now. Like I think it's just everything that we did plus the energy banana is not doing too well. Like I feel like I need to just lay down.
Really?
Just lay here.
Well, and who knows? I mean, there's two, in your case, I would just drink water, take a quick little stroll down the hall and see how your body feels in about 15 minutes, but it'll wear off. I mean, your body will calm down. So I did bring you some echinacea though, if you wanted one little.
Echinacea.
It's your favorite. So here's the deal. My office is located in League City. Come to our website, justlivewell.com. Give us a call, 281-554-8600. We're wrapping up today's show. And we're excited to share that all life starts and stops at the cellular level. Nutrition, guys, is the fundamental backbone. There are other things going on. You're being exposed to radiation. You're being exposed to chemicals in your environment. You're being exposed to metals. You're being exposed to pharmaceuticals. And there is chemicals coming into our bodies. At our office, we are setting you up to clean out the pathways so that your body can heal and you can create an environment for healing. We want to teach you how to make those choices and try to integrate those choices into a busy lifestyle. And, hey, look, whenever the holidays are coming up, I know it sounds crazy. We're at a point where we truly have gluten-free, dairy-free desserts and options at our dinner table. We don't have near as many pies as there used to be. And that's primarily because, nobody eats them. And because nobody wants to feel bad. We want to go to the park and play instead of being tied up on the couch, sleeping. And because do you really feel good when you're stuffed? I mean, I don't. I feel
it's usually uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's and you just want to close your eyes and hope that it goes away, kind of like how Kurt's feeling right now.
Take a nap.
Kurt's like, can I
might need that echinacea to wake me up a little bit.
Oh, here you go.
Let's wait till Ethan's back in here.
Ethan will be back soon.
Yeah.
Ethan better take this.
So with this one, what do we do?
So this one, just swish it around for about 15 seconds.
Oh yeah, I remember.
This one's echinacea is great for immunity. It's great for circulation. It's great for brain. It's great for everything in your body. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's great lymphatic drainage support. It does so many things for our body that you have acrylamide receptors, echinacea receptors all throughout your tissues. And we want to get your upregulate these tissues so that your body can heal faster, more well. And so one of my mentors, Kerry Bone, he's out of Australia. He takes this every day, and he never misses.
Seriously, every day.
Every day.
Kurt, go ahead and take yours, so that way.
No, why don't you take
talk to
yours?
Dr.
Well,
Chapa.
the reason I can't take it is because it's going to make my mouth all crazy. So I'm going to sign off with that one. So
all right, guys.
But anyway, I'm glad to be here with you guys all on the show. I hope you guys are sharing this video.
Sure.
We need you to tell your friends, family, loved ones. Let them know that at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, we're going to teach you how to live well, be well, and stay well, one bite at a time. We believe that all life starts and stops at the cellular level. And on KGA Radio, Kickstart 99.5 FM, we have been kicking it with Curt and Gardy.
Yep.
And we've got Curt over there sucking down some echinacea. And he is excited to be swishing it around because he's feeling the effects of detox right now. Or he's feeling the effects of all the chemicals he put in his body with that banana thing he was sucking down earlier.
So right now he's also trying to give Ethan instructions on how to take the echinacea while he is swishing this around in his mouth. So there's that. But this is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Dr. Chapa, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, guys, I love you guys so much. It's always fun to chat. I love all you guys out in Radio Land as well as on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for your support, tuning in, watching, sharing, liking, and commenting and asking your questions. It means the world to us. And I hope that you guys know that we want to share good information. We want you guys to know that this is the practical conversations that happen in the office each and every day. And, I know that I can teach a sales pitch program, but really I just want to share with you guys what has been working for my family. And, I'm not, prideful in saying this, but I am thankful in saying this. Outside of last week and my daughter breaking her arm was the first time in 13 years any of my children have been to another doctor other than myself. So they've never been on antibiotics, and they're organic babies. And I'm just proud that God's given me this technology and I get to share this technology with you guys. I mean, I never thought I'd be, on the radio sharing these ideas, but I'm just telling you, when you eat well and live well and you have good tools in your back pocket, you can overcome all kinds of health problems. So call us at 281-554-8600 and visit our website, justlivewell.com. Stop by, visit us. We got all kinds of great things happening. Be looking and tuning in, ready for a detox come January, because we're going to be cleansing all of you folks out. We're going to be excited. It's a great way to kickstart the year as we kickstart it with Gardy and Curt.
That's right.
KHEA Radio. God bless y'all.
Right now it's 9:55. You are listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Stay tuned. Feel free to tag some more friends. We're going to be talking to Yummy Gummies for you. I'm excited. Curt, how are you doing? Besides coughing all over me in the microphones. How are you doing?
Echinacea, man. Oh.
Coming up next is Bright Work Whisper on KHEARadio.com 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart, the best way you can start your weekday every day, right here in Lamar, Texas.
Hey, can I buy a deal of echinacea from you?
You want to buy a pack of echinacea? Is this like a pack?
Yeah, when are we gonna get together and start working?
I want a pack. Buy me a pack.
I was so sad.
What if I was just like,
That'll help. Here, after that wears off, and
what is this?
those are spry, like throat drops.
Okay.
And so I brought you all kinds of goodies. I figured
Thank
y'all
you.
just have fun.
We need to get you back all your.
Yeah, just hand them back over here. Put them in the ice chest. Feel relief. This is the purpura, and there's one above that called the premium.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll swing by. I'll call you.
Yeah, just give me a call.
All right, so we have healthy, yummy gummies.
Have you been to that snow cone stand across the street from your office?
Yes, and I got this really cool thing. It was a snowball
Yeah.
with no juice on it. It was just ice.
You just got that. Give me the shaved ice.
Yeah,
Just the ice.
Days, that's all I had.
That's what's
Oh
up.
my gosh.
I call that the job security from out.
Oh yeah, it is. They're like, I've had so much sugar. What's going on?
Right.
Hey, stop eating sugar. Just have ice.
Like,
Oh,
I
that's
should have
what
totally
happened.
taken pictures of you guys from the outside.
Echinacea.
The echinacea. Did you take yours yet?
You
Yeah.
got echinacea, right?
Yes, I got some in my bag for y'all too.
What? What? No.
Keep your little cups.
Yeah.
Oh, here. Do you need the cup?
Cool.
I don't need it. You can have it. It can be your memento.
And keep your cup. You're gonna need your cup.
Yeah, it'll tingle for a while.
It'll tingle for about potentially 15 minutes
Dr.
you
Chop.
if you're lucky.
It's hilarious watching y'all's.
So, hey, have a great afternoon. Have
You
fun on the show with these
doing?
guys. It's great to see you.
See you too. Have a great time.
Have you had some yummy gummies
What-
before?
Oh yeah, she brought me some, and my kids ate them all up.
And some kombucha.
So did you get any?
Yeah, and some kombucha. Yes, I did. They're fantastic. So,
My name's Gardy.
Hi,
This is
Gardy.
Gardy. This is Curt.
Jocelyn, nice to meet you.
Jocelyn, nice to meet you.
Hey,
Right.
nice to
Hey, I hope you
meet
can
you.
get that constipation movie up. See. Bye guys. Y'all have a great one. See. Have fun on the show.
Thank you.
Jocelyn, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
You've been put through torture for the past hour, huh?
Well, it's been a slow.
A slow
Take
death.
this.
Slow
take
torture.
It literally lasted from the beginning, and that was
Slow.
like the last one. And here's the
Well,
cherry on top.
I'm sorry. I brought you guys some kombucha to try, some fall
Mhm.
flavors, some pumpkin spice.
What?
I know.
Have you
it.
ever had that?
Pumpkin spice?
Just for you.
Oh,
Kombucha.
what's
Have
kombucha?
you ever had kombucha?
What is
Ah.
kombucha?
We'll talk
It's
about it.
alive, isn't it?
It's alive.
It's like Jello.
It's not like
alive.
Jello.
You know, like that used to be their tagline. JELL.
you leave the lid off the can, it'll take over your whole house.
No, it won't.
It's a look.
That's funny. But I still brought some gummies and some elderberry syrup with my plus that does have echinacea in it, but you won't be able to taste the echinacea.
Okay.
But I brought 3 different flavors of kombucha. So some of my fall flavors. And I don't sell kombucha, but I do teach classes.
Cool. So where do you live?
Are we on right now?
Well, we're on in social media.
Okay. Hi. I live in Pearland.
Cool. Met somebody else who lived in Pearland yesterday. We went to Pub on Me, Bistro and Grill. We dropped a giveaway video, and so we went to go eat lunch there. And somebody was there like, "Hey, I came because I saw the video from Pearland." But she has a hair salon she owns in Lake City. Man, with this echinacea, like my mouth just keeps watering.
Crazy. You guys have been through a lot today. Do I put these on? What do I do?
You can wait.
Teach me your ways. I was loving that these are all frosted up. I was loving that he came out with the Teen Pack shirt. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Good man, my mouth.
Teen Pack. Well, is it Liberty? I saw Liberty University.
If you guys want anything to show, you can put these in.
Do you want to be a lawyer? Okay, that's like
Lawyered.
if I ever had time and a different life, I would love to try and go to law school sometime, but don't know that would ever work.
I don't know. I think that lawyers are required to kind of give in a little bit on some things that may be against our Christianity.
That's probably true. Yeah. That is true.
And so that would be my only
Yeah.
issue.
The only time that we get a phone call, it's the wrong number.
What do they ask for?
They're like, wrong number.
You want us to like start calling you guys just randomly?
That'd be great.
Can I look at some of this?
Of course. Take that. This is just cups for kombucha, stuff for elderberry syrup. Hopefully you guys.
Oh, so this is elderberry syrup.
Mm-hmm.
It's ice cold.
What is
It
elderberry?
keeps blowing on me over here.
Listen, my mouth is doing weird things right now.
He's like, I'm like,
I think we should start with kombucha then,
Jocelyn
maybe.
Stewart. Am I saying your last name right? Stewart.
Mhm. Do you guys want me to pour y'all some kombucha now?
Please. It'll get the
Yes.
get our mouth
It
moving.
It will.
Can I see the elderberry syrup, please?
Yes.
Oh, Gardy, you just like set it over there.
Do we want to? There's 3 different flavors. Let's start with maple apple cider.
Sweet, that sounds delicious. Kombucha.
Kombucha. Keep your cups.
Here you go, sir. Please don't spill on the equipment.
As I
Ethan,
drop
I
my
trust
cup.
you. I trust you not to spill on the equipment. That's a no-brainer. Kurt, you.
On the other hand,
Oops. Ends up over there.
and look, such a mom. I even
you-
brought paper towels.
We got some kombucha. So, one of my old roommates, his ex-girlfriend ended up marrying a guy who has a kombucha company that they are I'm not gonna say the name, but yeah, they'll like you can buy them and
In
like,
the
I guess like
store?
HEB and stuff like that.
Oh,
so it's
wow.
kind of neat. I had never heard of it, but that was the first time I'd heard about it was from them.
So, how does it taste?
It's good. And I'm trying to differ, between the echinacea tingling and feeling that I'm getting, and then already the flavors of this. It is good. I
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
So easy to make and so good for you. Like it's packed full of probiotics. It has
Mhm.
lots of B vitamins in it.
We have 10 seconds. We'll go ahead and go on the FM now.
Sure, teach me. Am I gonna be able to hear you when I put this on? Okay.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Right now, it is 10:03. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Kurt.
Are you?
I always add a question mark, apparently.
A little bit. We have a special guest in studio. We had Dr. Choppa in. He was hanging out. We had a good time. He usually hangs out with us on Tuesdays, kind of spreading some positivity, some healthy living advice and techniques and tips. And today, kind of like last week, he brought in a nice selection of herbal supplements and drops, and it's all natural. Dr. Choppa is very big on, organic living and trying to treat your body through foods and through different natural supplements and herbs. And I don't even know, but we're kind of like digesting all of it right now still. But we have a new guest in studio. We're talking to Yummy Gummies for You. This is Jocelyn. Jocelyn, how are you doing today?
I am great. I am so grateful to be on the show. Thank y'all for having me. And I'm excited to kind of give y'all some samples of some of the stuff that we make, hoping that you guys are over the last segment.
Yeah, I am. I'm good. Kurt said he was kind of struggling a little bit to get through. I think you kind of had.
Well, I started with an energy banana.
Yes.
Have you heard of the new KHEA energy bananas?
No, I have not.
It's literally a banana, and then you add C4 to it.
Just like some pre-workout, you sprinkle it on the banana and you just eat it.
Wow.
Trademark.
Trademark.
2018.
2018.
Yeah, that
Okay,
sounds
It's so
exciting.
good, but it's intense.
Now, can you do that with any kind of fruit? Does it have to be a banana?
No, it's only bananas.
Preferably a banana because
Right,
the
we haven't
texture of the
expanded.
banana.
How about avocado?
Yes, that would work because it would stick on there too.
Because I don't do bananas.
What's an avocado?
What?
He's just, well, first of all, he's the boy who cried wolf 100%. Like they wrote that story about him.
It's the other healthy fat.
Yeah.
Oh,
The good kind of fat, So you're saying,
we've only tested on bananas. Maybe we should expand our marketing a little bit. I mean, or should we just start with bananas first? I mean, this is day 2 of our business.
it is. It's a very
and
infancy.
we got to start somewhere before
Definitely have to have a
we
plan.
expand and grow our business.
Yes.
this is kind of just like how Yummy Gummies started, right?
Yes,
You were like, you know
exactly.
what? I want to try
Do
something like
gummies.
this.
Tell us about Yummy Gummies.
Well, Yummy Gummies actually kind of birthed itself. I had a dream about Jesus, and it had actually nothing to do with gummies. And the very next day I woke up and realized that I had too much gelatin that I ordered off of Amazon. And, Amazon loves to take things back. However, they didn't want my gelatin taken back when I accidentally hit 2 instead of 1. And I had over $100 in gelatin and never returned anything, and really wanted to return, 5 pounds of this gelatin and couldn't. And I was like, man, what am I going to do with all of this gelatin? It's going to take me 20 years to get through. I ordered some molds for my family because I like to make stuff for them, and had been making elderberry syrup independently, but knew that the market was kind of saturated. So I wasn't really looking into that. And after this dream, he just said, hey, go spread the gospel with gummies. And I created a Facebook page, and the next day I had my first sale.
Wow.
And by that Friday, I'd sold $1,000 in wellness gummies. And so it was crazy.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So it kind of just came upon you. I mean, you stumbled into, I have too much.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with it? I can't return it. I'm going to move it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's really amazing to see what God can make out of something that you don't even want.
How long ago was that? How long has Yummy Gummies been in?
February. I want to say I started it February 1st or something like that.
Yeah.
By March, I had my logo and my cards and my website up, and I had to resort to finding jar manufacturers because I was just buying every little jam and jelly jar out of the store, and had some really amazing labels printed up out of Colorado.
Cool.
And it's been kind of a whirlwind ever since. It's been amazing.
Is Colorado big on natural organic stuff?
They are, but it's just it's a different market as well. The only reason I had them printed there is because I'll give a shout out to my sister. She is an amazing graphics designer. My whole family's pretty much in Colorado and on the East Coast. And she created my logo, and was patient enough with me to be like, no, I need labels that cannot get wet, labels that, I can do a jar recycling for my customers where they bring me back their jar with their labels.
Yeah.
I'll clean them and give them $1 off their next order so that it's sustainable. And I wanted to go glass, not plastic. And so I have to always look at things like that. I don't cold ship. People ask me all the time if I ship. I don't. So the first stumbling blocks is, do I want this to be shelf stable? And how am I going to make it shelf stable? And do I even want to compete in the market with the 900 other gummies that are on the shelf? But I would have to add waxes and all kinds of junk and gunk and preservatives to do that. And I just had no desire to do that. I wanted it to be pure. I wanted it to be simple. And I wanted it to be something that you could give your youngest child too. We have local honey in it, so you do have to wait until after they're 1.
Okay. So we have a comment on here. I think it's pretty cool. It said, wow, God can take something like even a mistake and turn it around for our good.
Absolutely.
Mercy and grace of the Lord.
That's right.
It's true.
So, I didn't know what share the gospel with gummies meant. I had no clue what that meant. But when I started getting calls from people I haven't seen since high school or, over 20 years ago, and saying, hey, I can tell that you're Christian. Can you teach me how to read the Bible? Yes,
right.
I totally can. Are you visual? Are you audio? Do you want the Action Bible? Do you want the Rainbow Bible? Do you want it on this? Do you want King James? You want to go old school? What do you want? And just the ability to connect with my customers when they come to pick up stuff, to pray with people, to really hear stories and be vested enough in other people to be able to want to create new products just to address certain clients so that I can help them through whatever they're going through.
So I noticed you know Dr. Chapa.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm guessing you probably try and live a pretty healthy lifestyle already, right?
I try. It's definitely a journey.
Do you, so you mentioned your sister, as far as family, do you have family here? Are you?
No, me and my mom are the only 2 people that are related in Texas, besides, of course, my husband and my family. I have an amazing husband. I'm married to my favorite human on earth, and we've been together for 18 years. I'm also a homeschool mom and an occupational therapist that specializes in pediatrics. I have an 11-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old son.
Cool. So you're pretty busy. Sounds like
pretty busy.
Just a little, but I like to be busy.
You tried it, right, Curt? The kombucha?
Yes. Kombucha? Kombucha.
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 You
What
never
is
had
in
it.
kombucha?
You still said it.
Kombucha.
Okay. Anyway,
Kombucha.
there you go.
Okay.
What's in it?
Well, kombucha actually starts out as a sweet tea. So you would make it like you would make any sweet tea. You boil your water, you put in your tea bags, you take out your tea bags, you add your sugar, dissolve your sugar. So it's a sweet tea base. But then you add what's called a SCOBY, which stands for a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast.
Wait, there's bacteria in yeast that I just put in my body?
Yeah.
That's right. And it's good bacteria. It's multiple strains of good bacteria that actually fight against the same bacteria that causes food poisoning and a couple other things. So it's great for restoring your gut. It's really good to help in digestion. It's great to aid. When we can address our gut, then we can decrease inflammation throughout the body. When we do that, then we can decrease inflammation with this. We can also decrease anxiety because all of
Wow.
it is tied to the gut. It's really good for blood sugar stabilization, even though there is sugar. An average serving of 16 ounces only has about 4 grams of sugar in it. So it's not a ton of sugar, but I would say don't sit there and eat, chocolate cake while you drink your kombucha if you have diabetes and you're worried about your sugar.
I have diabetes and I'm worried about my sugar.
Well, you're only drinking maybe half an ounce.
Just a little bit.
So you should
I'm
be
more
okay.
concerned about the parasite in my stomach after today. Like, it's just like dead now.
It's
And it was
probably
like my
gonna,
best
like-
friend. It was the only person that stuck around.
You're probably rejuvenating it. It could be like starting to get a pulse again from this.
Feeding off
Seriously,
of it,
this
yeah.
is bad for you?
No, it's not bad for you. But if you are someone that fights systemic yeast and does have a heavy burden of yeast and a heavy burden of parasites, it does have sugar. So anything with sugar is going to feed even the bad bacteria. So you're putting good bacteria in, which we need because it's great in probiotics, but you're also feeding the bad bacteria because they all eat the same thing. They don't have like a varied diet.
I'm going to say this right now. All the things that you said to him, he doesn't know. He's like, if you're somebody with the yeast and this and that, and he's just like, oh, I can see in his head.
I'm sorry.
I was like, wait, what is going on?
Am I somebody that does that? He's like, am I? And then it's still turned
It's
into
turning.
there.
Do you see it? Do you see the hamster just going in
What
there?
he needs
I
to
thought
do
I
is
smelled something burning over there.
he's going to call Dr. Choppa back and be like, Dr. Choppa, am I? And he's going to be like, no, you're good. He'll be like, okay, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm ready for the next round. So
You ready?
we tried one, and what was that flavor?
That was
Wait, I
apple
thought these
cider,
were-
maple apple cider.
When you said yummy gummies,
There, I do have gummies, but because you
Oh.
guys have been so overwhelmed with the last segment and all the stuff you put in your body, I figured we'd go easy to hardest or
Mhm.
easy to most complex, not really hard.
wait, what's complex about gummy bears?
That they're good for you.
I'm excited about that.
I
Why is it
know.
complex?
Well, me too.
Okay.
And do you know that I really thought that my target population would be nothing but children? And generally, my target population is either whole families or adults.
I'm not surprised.
I feel like
I love
we're
candy.
all just little kids like that never want to grow up, and so when we see gummy bears, we're like, oh yeah.
Adulting is hard.
I sit and watch cartoons. I literally will sit and watch cartoon movies.
I don't have time
love,
for that.
I love Boss. I love Boss Baby. I'm watching all of Boss Baby.
There you go.
I'm just,
You
'cause
heard
we're
it
all
here
just-
first. You heard
we're
it here
all
first.
just kids at heart.
All right. The next flavor we're going to do is cranberry pomegranate.
The other day, I stopped at the gas station. I got really excited because they had the trolley sour James Harden beard cutout candy, and I bought 2. So I don't know if I'm proud of it, but
So some of these are flavors I offer kombucha classes once a month. I only offer enough spaces to fit around my table because I want them to be intimate. When you come to one of our kombucha classes, they are $40 in price, but that includes a 2-hour class and everything that you need to make it at home. So you leave with all of your supplies. It also includes a tasting. So this will be off our fall tasting list and a health benefits discussion. And then we do some hands-on demoing and cooking. And then you leave with everything that you need. And you're also added to our kombucha members only forum on Facebook so that if you
Mhm.
have questions, you can call and ask.
cool. So where are the classes located?
In Pearland,
In Pearland, okay. And as far as the gummies, like where can you purchase those?
you can purchase those off of my website. You can also hit up my Facebook page at Yummy Gummies for You, website at yummygummiesforyou.com. And I will get a message saying that you ordered. And then I will reach out to you via email and ask you to give me your, let me know if you want to pay via PayPal or via credit card. Because I learned a long time ago not to just say, yes, go ahead and pay in cash. Because every order that we make is completely custom. We don't have anything sitting on a shelf. I want it to be 100% fresh.
Wow.
So whenever you say that you want it, that means I'm going to my kitchen and I'm making it. and I don't want product to sit. So I require payment before I even make it, because there was a lot of a trial and error per se, where people would order it and
Flaking
then
out.
they wouldn't come pick it up and I'd
Yeah.
have it.
Ethan, are you taking notes for our banana business, our energy banana business? Are you jotting this down, getting it ready? Because
I
you're
would
gonna
definitely say broaden your market. You may need one non-allergy inducing fruit or vegetable.
That's a good idea. Write that down.
And then we also have to make sure that it's okay with C4 that we use their product.
Yes, definitely. So how do you like that flavor?
This one's good too. I'm
I
gonna
gotta get
say
through my first one.
It's probably a mixture of the echinacea wearing out, tingling in my mouth, but this one's good. I like it a lot, because the first one, it was just like, I can't tell if I'm tasting the echinacea or this one, but I like this one a little bit better than the other one, but I like the first one too.
Oh, good. All of these are based off of herbal teas, so it doesn't have to be green or black. So there's no caffeine in these. And you can really get creative when you make it at home.
Mhm.
You can make whatever flavor you want, whatever flavor that your kids are going to love. We probably on average go through about 2 gallons of this from a family of 4 a week. My husband loves it, so I have to slow him down a little bit.
Are you looking to potentially sell this as well?
No, there's a lot of fermenting licensing that has to happen, and
Mhm.
brewer's license and stuff. So I don't sell it, but I do teach classes on it. And I also include it into one of our gummies. We make Tummy Tamers, which has our home brewed kombucha, organic Concord grape, and charcoal. And they are great for absorbing stomach virus pathogens and pushing them through. So they are great remedy for stomach viruses and food poisoning.
Wow, that's cool. So, Kurt, what'd you think about it? That
I
was your
liked
first
it.
one. It's good, isn't it?
It's really sweet. I like it.
It is sweet.
And it's refreshing. It's when I
It is.
when I drink like let's say for instance I go and have like a Diet Coke or something.
Oh my
Dirty
gosh.
dog.
It's really refreshing.
Did that help you lose weight?
And sometimes like tea and stuff like that, like sweet tea, not very refreshing.
Yeah, it kind
I
of weighs
kinda
on you,
want-
but it's not.
I want
You
some-
like the bubbles,
Maybe. I don't
Ethan,
know.
you
No,
like
no,
it?
I want to feel
Yeah.
refreshed.
but those
Like
bubbles
yesterday-
are probably what's refreshing you. You like carbonated things?
No, I'm not. Yeah, it's more of like I'm so sorry. I don't know how to express this, but like yesterday we were at Fob on Me and they have those boba teas,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was refreshing. It was like the fruits and the vegetables. So I like apple juice and stuff like that because I feel that that's refreshing. So it's not necessarily like I go to a Diet Coke for refreshing, but that's what I'm saying. Like those things aren't refreshing. This is, and I want more refreshing things in my life.
Well, good. I brought pumpkin spice just for you.
That was like a long little Kurt
I
talking
tried
a
to-
circle
I tried
around
to get-
himself.
I'm-
Sometimes I wonder how our listeners like manage themselves, because I barely do. I'm like, what are you talking? Say something,
I like
anything.
apple. I'm trying to get to the point of like I really like apple
All
juice
of that
or
could have just.
mango juice or
You should have just said, I like apple
watermelon.
juice.
I like
watermelon.
juice.
I like apple juice, and this kind of reminds me a little bit of apple
I had
juice,
to
and it would have
get
been like, bam.
there. I had to get there a little bit. Oh.
Okay, so what flavor is this? Is this again?
That's still the cranberry pomegranate. You like
Okay.
it so much, I hit you with it twice.
Ethan just said this kombucha is beautiful.
Beautiful. I like it.
His other one was funny too. He said, "What do you call a bear without teeth?" A gummy bear.
There's that song. It's like a kid song, the I'm a Gummy Bear song.
Okay.
Anybody?
No, we
You
don't.
guys want to taste some gummies?
Yes.
All right.
Oh wait, are we ready?
I'm
you
ready.
said we weren't ready.
Well, I think that you guys are born ready.
We were.
I'm
that's what
pretty
we were
ready.
Saying an hour ago.
Well, like after what you already had, these are going to be softer than your normal gummy bears because
Okay.
there are no waxes.
Cool.
So I'm going to put some in here and you guys can get them out. This is the apple cider. This is one of our top sellers. I was hoping that I was going to have time to make turmeric for you guys, but I just flew in from DC last night and I didn't have a chance to this morning. So I don't have them made for you right now.
So Kay asks a question, says, when are your classes and what is your website? Kurt, are you going to share any gummy bears with us, or are you just going to keep them for
I
yourself?
just had one.
Okay, just one.
My website is www.yummy, Y-U-M-M-Y, gummies, G-U-M-M-I-E-S, number 4, letter U.com. And our next kombucha class is November the 17th. That's a Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. If
They're
you want to
cute.
take a class, then just send me a private message on my Facebook page or email me at yummygummiesforyou@gmail.com, and I will reach out and get you an invoice so that we can hold your spot.
Very cool.
So what
That's
did y'all
good.
think about that? That's apple cider vinegar.
Okay, yeah. I taste it. Apple cider vinegar.
But, people should be drinking it, but no one
Right.
wants to drink it. But isn't that tolerable?
It's a good way to take it.
And it's great for giving your kids, because my kids, they're like always stealing my water. I try to drink, over a gallon a day. And so I'll sneak in my vinegar in my water just to keep them off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're constantly trying to steal it. So they'll be like, this is vinegar water. But if I give them these, they're completely fine. These are great for digestion. They're great for kind of easing your stomach and creating a better pH balance in your body. And I like them. They're a lot easier for people to take than the average just swig of apple cider vinegar. And please, 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 please do not drink apple cider vinegar straight. It is awful for your esophagus. You can really get some esophageal lesions. We don't need that. Dilute it. These are beets and berries.
Ooh.
So great for filled with antioxidants. They have a little bit of vitamin C with acerola powder in it. Berry powder.
The bears are so cute. How do you
Good
get
for
the
your liver.
bears?
Those are a mold.
They're
And so,
mold.
yeah, people ask me all the time, like, why don't you do this shape or this shape? And I only want bears. I don't want to get all crazy with everything else. I want them to be very tightly branded.
I like the bear. It's like berry powder.
Yep.
I like eating the head off the bear first.
So I did it
So do
too.
my kids.
We're so mean to the bears.
Me, you, and your kids. We all just
Yeah.
instantly do that. Oh, bite the head off.
Here's a jar of the apple cider if you want to show that.
Mhm.
And
So
then
what flavor was this again? I'm sorry.
that was beets and berries. And that has
you can.
organic
I
beets.
can taste the beets now.
I can't
But
taste
not
the
much.
beets.
My husband cannot stand beets. So it took us a lot of trials to have one that he would okay and approve. So everything that I make is child and husband approved, which are not like, huge on the wellness journey.
Right.
The older they are in the family, the more they fight back.
Mhm.
So
They're set in their ways.
we also have beets and berries,
Okay.
turmeric, which is one of our biggest sellers also, but I don't have it here. And that's organic turmeric, organic carrot, organic ginger. All of our honey is local. It's all from Brazoria County. I work with the Brazoria County Beekeepers Association, and I just love them so much. I love their honey. I like that it's local, which means it's even kind of close to you guys, even though you're not in Brazoria County. It's really important that we don't have any other sweeteners, that there's no sugars, not even stevia. I can make anything free. When it's called free, it's not free of money. It's just free of sweetener. So if you cannot have honey, cannot have any sweetener, and you want it plain, I can't promise it's going to taste as good, but I'll definitely create a custom order for you.
That's cool. So that's one of the benefits of not making it until it's been purchased or ordered.
That's right.
You can have custom health, I don't know, like desires. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right way to say it.
Yeah, you're able to customize it for each individual as they need.
Yeah, because people sometimes have different allergies,
Mm-hmm.
and especially if they're going to, want something like this. And
that brings me to my elderberry,
Uh-huh.
which I used to have clove in my elderberry gummies. And now I've taken the clove out of the gummies, and out of the regular elderberry syrup, because it's the exact same stuff. If you get elderberry syrup or elderberry gummies, it's going to be the exact same thing.
what are elderberries?
Elderberries are fruits that grow on plants that are kind of toxic if you eat them raw. So you don't want to ever eat them raw. There's a few other berries that are like that. But these are organic, they're dried, and then they are boiled for a long time. So these are not toxic at all. And
Cool.
they're all organic. All of our ingredients except for the honey is organic, and the gelatin is grass-fed beef gelatin. I've had a few vegans that try to why don't you have, a vegan option or a vegetarian option? And we are really looking into getting a good source, but everything that I find tastes like seaweed because it's a seaweed base. The
That's good.
agar is like a fishy, it's a seaweed. So if you get anything from seaweed, it's like fishy. I don't want fishy gummies. So until I can find a reputable, responsible, and good tasting source, I'm not budging.
Wow. We're talking to Jocelyn from Yummy Gummies for You.
This is good.
Is that your favorite one?
This so far has been my favorite one.
I think the first one's my favorite.
Wait until we get to the pumpkin spice though.
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice kombucha.
Wait, you have it and I don't yet?
No,
No.
he doesn't have it yet.
Oh, okay. I was gonna get
I
really
wouldn't do
upset.
that. I know I wouldn't do that
I'd
to
be
you.
like, come on.
Give me your cut back and I'll give you some pumpkin spice.
How did you know I like pumpkin spice?
Because since like September or something,
Looks
you've been
basic.
plugging it.
I'm pretty basic.
Maybe it's because you have on UGG boots and it's not even cold outside, and you have like a I don't know.
I got my tight.
This
my,
is Kurt's.
My
This is
skinny
yours.
jeans.
Yeah,
My
Skinny
yoga
jeans.
pants. Yoga pants and Uggs.
he has his yoga pants and Uggs on, and he's been fiending for some pumpkin
Pumpkin
spice.
That's
Ooh.
funny.
Wow.
Our elderberry plus syrup does have clove in it because cloves are so good for you. They're very antibacterial, but we do get a little pushback, and that's why I removed it from our gummy bears and our regular syrup, is because a lot of kids do not like the taste of clove. They're very sensitive to it. So if you have one of those picky kids, I would much rather get the rest of the great ingredients in and just eliminate one great ingredient so that they can still get it. Because the elderberry syrup that you find on the shelves is packed full of junk. It's packed full of false sweeteners. It has a ton of extra added stuff in there that you just don't need at all. So why not get with someone local? There are plenty of local people that have it. Of course, I'd love for you to utilize me. But if you get it local, that just makes me happy because you're not getting all the junk.
The pumpkin spice, legit amazing.
See, you can make this at home. It only takes 4 days to ferment. That's it.
4 days.
And so, how long
4
does it
days.
take to do the process, and then it sits there?
So the process, my 11-year-old daughter can make it in about 10 minutes, and then it sits on our kitchen counter, covered up, and it allows the SCOBY, which is a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, to eat the sugar. That's what it eats. And it creates the byproduct of that is a natural carbonation and all of the probiotics and B vitamins that we get in the product itself.
Wow.
So when you buy kombucha off the store, how is every single jar carbonated the exact same? It's because they're having to add carbonation to it. Where if you're making it at home, then you already have carbonation from it because it's a natural product, a byproduct from making it. But also you're bringing the cost down from like $3.50 to 50 cents a serving.
Wow.
And you can make, flavors like pumpkin spice.
Mm-hmm. I have to ask, because okay, for the elderberry gummies, they're good, but the syrup, what do you put and use the syrup for?
Well, the syrup and the gummies can be used exactly the same. It's really going to be about who is your population. Is your population someone who's fine with taking syrup?
Mm-hmm.
Is your population someone who only wants a gummy? And that's really the only difference. I mean, the elderberry regular and the elderberry gummies are the exact same formulation minus the gelatin.
Okay, got you. So I didn't know if it was like you could put this on like top of food, or you can take it a spoon.
Definitely, but when you're sick, it's a great preventative tool for during this time where weather is changing.
Right.
We're back to school. We have 9 million people with the cooties. How do we keep our immune system up?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were saying like cooties was a good thing.
No. Well, good thing for elderberry cells, but no. And
Yeah.
so it's great to use as a preventative measure for seasonally, not every day forever, but it's great to use as a preventative measure. Children should have 1 teaspoon a day, adults 1 tablespoon a day. And if you're sick and you have signs and symptoms of cold or flu or viruses, then it's great to increase that serving every 4 hours.
Cool.
So yes, you can. You can put it on top of pancakes. You can put it on whatever. You can mix it into drinks. You can do whatever you want to with it. You're still going to get the same benefit.
Yummy gummy pancakes.
Of course, they'd be sugar-free and low carb.
Yes. And no peanut butter on it.
So
I like peanut butter.
are you
Oh.
big on cooking?
I love cooking.
Okay. So I'm guessing, do you cook a lot at home?
I do. I probably cook. I mean, we eat out also. We're definitely not the perfect clean family. And
Can you cook for us? Can we come over for dinner?
Sure.
Pearland's not that far.
bring it on. I'll make something for you.
That's all we need. It's always a constant struggle. We eat a lot of food, which is great and we love, but then people are like, how come y'all aren't like overweight? And I'm like, well, that's a lot of editing that goes into the video to make sure we get the right lighting and to tuck and do this. And so we're always like, okay, we need to do this, and then we need to eat healthy for like 3 weeks with Dr. Chapa on the cleanse, and then we can go back.
I usually tell people like I never like throughout the week I just don't eat.
You only eat whenever you're doing restaurant shows?
Yes.
Pack
Like
it in?
just pack it in 1 meal a week. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Reminds me of college.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to the University of Texas at El Paso
Cool.
for occupational therapy.
That's right. Occupational therapy. Curt, do you have a friend that does occupational therapy? That's the first time that I'd honestly had a conversation with somebody about what occupational therapy is.
I did have a friend.
Yeah.
I did.
And so how long have you been doing that?
I've been an occupational therapist now for 12 years.
Cool.
And how does that relate to the yummy gummies? Like, is there a correlation between the two?
No, not really at all. God called me to homeschool about 4 years ago. I was kind of resistant to it, not really having a desire to homeschool. Love kids, but I like to be one-on-one with them where I can pour into them and also address discipline, because I don't want to be around disobedient kids or animals, really. And let's be real about it, And so he called me and I was like, okay, fine. Only if, and I gave him all of these only ifs. Only if you give me a co-op and I can still see patients twice a week. And only if there's a Mother's Day Out program. And only if it's Christian. And he gave it all to me and I hated it. And he says, because I called you to do it. And I was like, ouch. Okay. So then I really tried to get creative and think of how am I going to work in homeschool? And my husband was like, honey, I've been praying about it. You don't have to work anymore. And I was like, how dare you tell me I don't have to work? Like, I know that God gave me this career and I totally love it. And I went to work the next day and every one of my patients canceled at the exact same time, like 8 of them.
Gosh.
And God says, when I tell you to sit down, you need to sit down. And I was like, yes, sir. Okay. And so I called my company, which is an amazing company. We do home health, and said, hey, go ahead and restaff every one of my clients. I kept one of them that I've had for over 8 years. And I just couldn't bear to get rid of all of them. I just love her. She's mine and we're family. And so I see a patient 1 time a week. But it's just amazing how God guides you to certain things. Like without therapy, I would have never been obedient to homeschool. Without homeschool, I wouldn't have been obedient to really be so close and connected to him that he would call me to something like Yummy Gummies. So I have another sister company called Glory of Grace Wellness, which is body products. So we, infuse our own oils. We make body butters and salves and balms and stuff like that for psoriasis, eczema, rashes, those kinds of things. And we'll just see wherever he takes it.
Okay, so I have a question. Dr. Chapa was in earlier, right before you, right? And we were talking about products like that you put on your skin, on your face. And he was like, there are some people that say you shouldn't put anything on your skin that you wouldn't willing to put inside
in your
of
mouth.
in
Yes,
your body.
everything that we make is pretty much edible. Like I made this matcha green tea body butter, and I was doing keto at the time, and I was like, hold up, I gotta taste this stuff.
Right.
It had cocoa butter in it and coconut oil and matcha green tea and honey, and it tasted amazing. It was like a keto dessert. I'm like, okay, how do I want to market this? Yummy Gummies, you can eat your lotion or wear it and feed the skin. I don't know. But yeah, definitely. If you're putting chemicals on your body or in your body, it should be a no-go. I mean, our skin is our biggest organ. It absorbs everything.
Mm-hmm. So what was up with keto? Are you still doing some kind of keto diet?
Yes, and I love keto. And I mean, it's not really like, I'm not losing much weight. And that's probably where I need to go to Chapa and say, hey, detox me,
right? So
that I can. But I realized through this journey that it's totally a journey. Like you can't just say, hey, I want you to give up sugar, dairy, wheat, gluten, corn. And people are like,
today,
yeah,
and then forever.
It's
right?
It's a journey. And so you kind of strip stuff off one layer at a time. And when you do, you get to where you want to be and you feel great.
That's cool. Right now, we're talking to Jocelyn. She is the owner and founder of Yummy Gummies for You. We have had the opportunity to try, 3 of the flavors. What are the flavors of the gummies that we tried?
So we tried apple cider vinegar gummies, which is great for pH balancing and digestion. We've also tried beets and berry, which is great for heart health and liver and blood. And we've also had elderberry gummies, which is great for boosting your immunity, fighting off viruses, bacteria, and colds.
And then we also are still trying, and this one is actually pumpkin spice flavored, but what are we drinking right now?
We are drinking kombucha, which is a fermented tea. It's really super easy to make, and it is so incredibly good for you. It's packed full of B vitamins and probiotics, helps to restore the gut, and we teach classes. Our next upcoming class is November 17th from 2 to 4. We have 8 spots available.
That's awesome. So right now I'm going to hold up this card. I know Curt had put some of the information kind of in the comment section of this Facebook stream right now. If you're listening over the air at 99.5 FM, you can actually go to the website, and it's Yummy Gummies, the number 4 and U, the letter U. So it's yummygummies4u.com. You'll be able to find out more information. I believe get scheduled in that kombucha course where you can learn how to make it yourself. 10 days, right? How many days is it?
4 days.
4 days. I'm sorry. 10 minutes, 4 days. And
yeah,
you'll be
10
set.
minutes, 4 days. Our weather's changing. It might increase the fermentation a little bit, depending on your kitchen. Also, I have a lot of natural light in my kitchen, so my fermentation is a little bit less. But the other flavors of gummies that we create is turmeric. We also have seasonal flavors. I was thinking about running out a pumpkin spice apple flavor. And we have tummy tamers, which is amazing for stomach viruses and food poisoning. And we have elderberry syrup, regular and elderberry syrup plus. Those come in 9-ounce jars, all organic, except for the honey is local. You can never call honey organic. So if you see organic honey, then I need to know, like, was it in a greenhouse and the bee never flew anywhere else? And, it's just not. So don't get organic honey. Just stick to local honey.
Local honey. That's cool. I got some honey from actually somebody who I go to church with, and she has like a ranch in Santa Fe. And so she has some honey that she'll have seasonally whenever there's honey. And so it's different. We get so used to tasting items that we purchase from the grocery store. And then whenever you have like the real thing, it's kind of like, it's like, well, what is it? It tastes different. And then what is it? So you kind of get used to it. There's a couple places that people have told us about to get like raw, like milk.
Yes.
Yeah, and so is that something you've ever had the opportunity to try?
I have. I've drank raw milk before, and my only problem is a friend of mine can keep it forever. And I'm like, why can you keep it for 6 weeks? And it's like going bad in my house in like 2 weeks. But we do make butter out of it. And right now I'm trying to cut dairy out of my house completely, and my fellow comrades at home are not happy about it. But I found some good vegan cheese that melts and it actually looks like cheese. And
what
so
is
that's been, I don't know. I'll text it to you later when I get home.
Yeah, because Curt is big on dairy, and there was a minute when we were doing that cleanse and detox with Dr. Chapa, dairy's not allowed. That's like one of the first things to go. And he's big on macaroni. And yeah, so he found somebody who was making like a vegan mac and cheese for him. And I think he'd be interested in finding one that melts and does the stuff that you're saying.
And let's just say cauliflower is amazing. Like, you can make anything out of cauliflower.
Yeah, but it's still not the same as Velveeta mac and cheese, let's be honest.
I know, but I don't know what's in Velveeta. And why is it always soft? And why don't you have to refrigerate it?
That is true. It's just hanging out there. I don't know. Shout out to Velveeta. Shout out to the vegan cheese.
Listen, I get the easy mix-ins, and then I get the side of Velveeta cheese on the side and add more cheese into the box.
I know.
It's
just
tempting.
So
much better when it's just cheese.
Asia
why
Oliver,
do they even put noodles in it?
You sound like my husband.
The cheese.
Asia Oliver said, I need to know the vegan cheese too.
Okay. When I get home, I promise to take a picture of it and post it in the comments.
Okay, perfect. That'd be awesome.
I found it at Sprouts.
Sprouts? What's Sprouts?
Is that a grocery?
That's a grocery store.
I don't think we have one here.
In Pearland.
Must
Sprouts.
be nice.
Is it almost like Whole Foods? Almost like Trader Joe's?
Yes, but it's smaller. And the prices are not crazy. The produce is amazing and it's at a great price, but then they do have a lot of alternative foods, so it's
That's
good.
cool. What's the place that we have Aldi's? Is it similar to Aldi's?
I love Aldi's too. Ever since I've been going to Aldi's and Sprouts, I've cut out the other big chains, and Aldi's is good.
Okay. They just opened up one in Texas City. There's one in Kemah. I live close to Kemah in League City, and I've gone a couple times, but the interesting thing about going in,
you got to bring your own bags and your quarter for your cart. You have to be prepared. Or
if you don't know, you don't know.
And you can just walk in and just get one of the empty boxes from the display and carry that around.
Yeah, I guess that way. I didn't think about it. See, I needed to have this conversation with you before. My sister, who was at least watching earlier, she lived in Pennsylvania for a bit. And I remember her going to that place and she loved it. So she always has her reusable, bags and got used to the whole thing. And then I remember when they opened up one down here, whenever she ended up moving back. But the vegetables and everything look different. And I think it's because it's more whenever I go to the grocery store, everything looks perfect. And sometimes if it's a little too perfect, it's how did they make all of these look the exact same and everything's the right color?
Yeah.
It doesn't lose its color. And then whenever you go to an organic section of a grocery store, it's oh, so this is what real vegetables look like. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying?
They don't look it's kind of like the Gilded Age, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, anywhere that you can get an avocado for 39 or 49 cents, that is a win-win. And that's where I get my avocados is from Aldi.
Okay. Cool. You don't like avocados, or
What's
do
an
you?
avocado?
Like guacamole? They mix it up and put like tomatoes, jalapenos.
Isn't that what
onions.
you said to put the
Yes.
C4 on, or was that a cucumber?
That was actually,
Oh, a cucumber would be good too.
What's a cucumber?
Broccoli.
Man.
Here, drink
C4.
more. Drink more.
I'll drink more. Pumpkin spice.
You don't have to convince me twice.
Here's more pumpkin spice. Just hand him the whole jar.
Here, I got you, Kurt.
Can you put
I
C4
wanna hear
on?
the pop.
What if I mix C4?
Don't
on
do it, Kurt.
I'm just kidding.
Don't do it. So I do want to ask. So we're talking to Jocelyn from Yummy Gummies for you. If there is a way where you cannot give away too much of your secrets, where someone's like, I don't even have to come to the class anymore. Like, how do you infuse these drinks with the different flavors?
Well, there's a number of ways to do that. You can either start with a flavored tea. You can also do a second infusion, which is a second fermentation, which has the fruit in it, either dried, frozen, or fresh. And you can even have herbs. So we infuse herbs in a lot of the kombuchas as well. So we can get those same benefits. I also sell dried elderberry, like loose leaf tea, so that you can do that to your kombucha. You can add it to your kombucha. You can have elderberry kombucha, which is totally awesome because then it's something you love to drink and it's benefiting your immune system. But you can also brew that as a tea and drink it iced tea or hot tea. My gummies come in 2 different sizes. This is a 60 count jar, and the larger jar, like the elderberry syrup, is a 120 count jar.
Cool.
How many should you have a day?
Adults can have 4, and it's kind of just the same way. If you have symptoms, go ahead and take 4 every couple hours until those symptoms disappear, especially with the elderberry and the tummy tamers, because both of those things are things to target, hard and quick.
So 4 an hour.
Yeah,
Is that what you're
4
saying?
every 4 hours.
Every 4 hours.
So
Yeah.
should I only order if I'm having issues, or can I just
No.
order to
I would order them just to make
Maintain.
sure that you're healthy and maintain and have it as a preventative. Like apple cider vinegar is a great one just to have on hand and just take, because so many people don't like to drink it, but it's easier to take. Turmeric has been amazing and beneficial for decreasing inflammation and infection. And I have a lady out of Georgia actually did one homeschool convention. I had no clue she was from Georgia when she got them. And I got a call from her and I kept ignoring it, thinking, oh, someone's trying to sell stuff or recruit me. And so finally I listened to my voicemail when my husband told me my voicemail was full. And she was on there like, look, I need your gummies. I live in Georgia. Call me back. And I was like, I don't ship because cold shipping is ridiculous. And
Yeah.
it's like $40 to cold ship. And you got to get it there in a day. Because there's no waxes, they do melt. So they do require refrigeration. And I called her back and she was like, I'm off of 2 meds because of the anti-inflammatory properties. And I was like, it's amazing. Our elderberry syrup plus means that it has echinacea and clove and plantain and rose hips. All of those are antibacterial. Some of those are anti-inflammatory, and they all have antioxidants and phytonutrients in them. And I have a lady who had 2 kids, one that had bronchitis and one that had whooping cough. And the kid that had whooping cough had it for like 7 weeks, was coughing all day and all night, started taking the plus and was feeling a lot better. Here. That one is the cranberry pomegranate.
I have a question. What does the clove taste like?
The one with clove, well, we're going to taste the elderberry plus, and that has some clove in it. Clove is good. It's just a little bit strong, so some kids are adversive to it. But it is so good for them, and it's a great cough expectorant. Very good for the lungs and the bronchioles.
Okay. Cool. So it tastes good. It's good for you. And it has a lot of different health benefits and can kind of keep you going good. That's pretty cool. The lady that you had mentioned, now she's like off of some different medications just from like putting stuff that her body was needing and wanting.
That's right.
Cool. So what am I drinking? Because Kurt got the pumpkin spice and me and Ethan got
the cranberry pomegranate.
Cranberry pomegranate. Awesome.
And then we also have the apple cider maple kombucha if you guys want more of that as well.
So what is the next flavor? I know you have to be playing all the time. Like, what are you going to be doing?
I was toying between doing an apple cider pumpkin spice, and I may or may not do it because they all have to have function.
Right.
I want them to have flavor, but I really want them to have function. I've been playing a lot with ashwagandha, which is a good calmer, but it kind of settles and it doesn't mix really well. So I don't like that. Our turmeric have a organic white pepper in them to help with the absorption of turmeric. And originally it's funny to watch like how it kind of proceeds, but originally I had like black pepper in there and it was not cute. Not cute at all. I was like, I do not like the way this looks. It looks like a dirty gummy bear. Taking it off. And so then I found a great organic, really fine white pepper, and it's beautiful in there. You can't even see it. But the summer we had lemonade blueberry boosters, and so that was good for antioxidants and increased vitamin C, because elderberry is kind of known as a fall flavor. I have elderberry year round, but it really sells more in the winter and the fall when people are sick. And people are already getting diagnosed with the flu and RSV and some other bad cooties that are coming at you.
Do you get flu shots?
No.
Just wondering. Yeah, Dr. Chapa doesn't either. I had one, I think 2 years ago. I didn't get one last year because before they asked or they were going to do it, they were like, well, it's not really going to be effective this year, but do you want one anyway? They said the strain that was,
the efficacy rate is so low. Why do it?
No, I'm good. I'm good. But yeah.
And being medical, now there's, by the grace of God, I don't work at a hospital. I mean, there's nothing wrong with working at hospitals. I've loved it in the past, but now they're really pushing to really strong arm you and make sure that you have all these vaccines and the flu vaccine. Right. And at first they were kind of allowing you to slide as long as you were kind of like a dunce cap. You had to wear a mask if you didn't get the vaccine. I'd be like, mask me up because I am not getting it. But now a lot of people's jobs are on the line, and some companies will not even tolerate you not vaccinating yourself.
Right. So you are an occupational therapist. And if somebody, because I didn't know what that was and what that entailed up until last year. So if somebody didn't know that, well, can you kind of explain what it is that you do?
An occupational therapist is kind of alongside with physical therapy. Physical therapy really works on lower extremities, getting you from point A to point B. So you break a hip, have a knee replacement. They are the ones that are going to work on getting you mobile again. Mm-hmm. Occupational therapy kind of gets you, we look at everything from head to toe. We look at the occupation. If you were, a robotics engineer at NASA and you had a stroke and now you have to be able to function again at work because your mind is able to, but your body won't, then we're going to first work on mobility. We're going to work on, can you dress yourself? Can you feed yourself? Can you take care of yourself? Can you drive again? Do you need someone to ride with you? Can you go to work and do all of this stuff? So like today, can you still work your switches and your gears and get on there and talk? And so it's making you the best you that you can be. And I really specialize in the pediatric population. And so I'll have diagnoses from autism, handwriting, developmental delay, ADHD, congenital anomalies, cancer, CP. The list goes on and on and on. And how can I get the kids to be what God created them to be?
Wow. That's cool. So Curt.
Ethan's trying to post something and I can't decide if I should let him. He says, I put the fun in functional.
That's okay. Fun and functionality.
I'm all about function. Go ahead, Ethan.
Yeah. So right now it's 10:48. We're talking to Jocelyn. She is the owner and founder of Yummy Gummies for You. We've been trying out all the different flavors. We've been trying out everything. Curt, what you got?
I do have a quick question. So I'm just looking at your website. That's the fun job about my job is Gardy gets to entertain the guests and I get to go do the research and stuff like that. So I'm checking out the website here and Ethan, get back. Ethan's trying to lean in to look at the website, but you deliver as well. So
no, I don't. I don't know why that's on there. Oh. I do not deliver.
So we would have to go to Pearland.
Yes, we do offer porch pickup and we offer location drops. So if there is a large enough demand, then I will do a bulk order location drop. So I have a north side or location drop probably every quarter. And it's a bunch of homeschool moms that get together and tell me what they want. And it's someone that says, hey, I'll be the location drop house. And they are willing to distribute the goods. So I'll come, I'll make everyone prepay. I'll create those orders. I'll have them all labeled out for each person. And I will bring them in a cooler that's cold, that stays cold, and put it on the porch. And either come back and pick up that cooler, or the owner of the house will have a cooler. And they will leave that out there. And I give people one day, like a 12-hour window to come pick up their stuff.
Cool. Maybe you can have Curt do your deliveries. That'd probably be pretty good.
And the bad boy?
Yes. It's running good.
It
thanks
could be
to
like
Area 51.
A Gummer Uber.
Yeah. A goober.
Goober.
Definitely a goober.
Exactly.
That would fit the car name. That would be the perfect
Little
thing
bit.
ever.
Perfect.
It's a goober car.
Yes.
I do want to know. So, as far as the kombucha and as far as the gummy bears, like, what's the shelf life on these?
The shelf life kombucha is good as long as you keep it. I mean, it's good forever because fermentation and fermented stuff has been around for so long. It was been around before refrigerators were here. So you really don't have to refrigerate it. It will continue to ferment and make its own SCOBY, even without a SCOBY in it, if you keep it out at room temperature, because it is alive. Our gummies, they've lasted for up to 3 or 4 months, but I always put a 1 month, expiration, because you should be able to go through the 60 count and 120 count jar at a good rate, especially if you're utilizing them the way they should be. So you'll see a little piece of washi tape on here, and I'm using washi tape so that I can reuse my labels. And it'll have the flavor, and it'll also have 30 days from the day that they were made. So I made these on the 27th of October, and so the 27th of November is what's written on here. I've had people that have frozen them and taken them frozen to keep their shelf life longer. I haven't really, the only way I ever see any contamination is if you're digging in the jar with dirty hands. So I would suggest getting them out with a spoon so that you're not touching everything in there and contaminating everything.
Okay, so my wife texted me, and she actually texted me about 10 minutes ago, and then she texted me just now and said, "Did you see my question?" No, I did not. I'm sorry. So she has a question for you, Jocelyn. She says, is there still a benefit if you keep your normal diet and then take the gummies?
Definitely. You keep your, because these are just supplementation. I mean, they are a whole food. There really doesn't have to be a recommended dosage, but people ask me for it all the time. So I've come up with that. But, anything that you're putting in your body that's good is just good. There's no counter activity. There's not going to be anything that counteracts with these. They're perfectly healthy and fine to add into your diet.
That's cool. Right now, it's 10:52. You're listening to KHEAradio.com and 99.5 FM. If you're watching on Facebook, feel free to share this video out. Let people know there is a healthy, yummy gummy that is for you. It's available, made in Pearland, Texas, right here locally. And it's all natural.
Handcrafted.
And yeah, that's pretty cool. And I was showing people earlier, like the little bear, and he was good. Kurt,
You guys want more bears?
I'll try it.
You're welcome to have more bears. Here's
I want
that.
the tummy
Feed
one.
some bears. I didn't bring it.
Oh, is your tummy okay,
And
Kurt?
No, my
Elderberry.
tummy is upset.
Is it from all the stuff that Dr. Chapa made you
All the
take?
stuff Dr. Chopper made me take.
Do you
Or
guys
the-
want to taste the syrup? The elderberry plus?
Yes. How do we do this?
It doesn't. It's a.
Do you have your
it's
little
syrup,
cup?
right?
Is it Dr.
Oh.
Chapa style? Who's just like, did Dr. Chapa like
No.
just drop it in here? Lean back. So drink this and then go. Okay.
If you
So
have
what's-
your little tiny choppa cups.
Oh, these.
I threw mine away. I can use this one.
I have this too.
Here, I got
you
this.
can. So this is like a big shot.
That one's for me.
That's
Ethan,
fine.
where's yours?
Mr. Big Shot. Fill me up. No, just kidding. Here we go. So this is Kurt. So we're taking some of the elderberry plus, right?
Yes. So that one has plus means that it has added echinacea, clove, plantain, and rose hips.
Sounds delicious. Here, I'll take some.
Don't put it out of the trash. Bring me that little metal container.
Come on, Ethan.
This is yours. Look,
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, so this is the elderberry plus,
you're so sweet. Thank you.
and we're about to do
Here you
this.
go.
Did Ethan, by the way, do a good job when he came out to talk
He
to
did
you?
an amazing job.
Okay.
Y'all were out there talking for a long
Very
time.
thorough. That's because I saw his shirt. I love Teen Pack. We took our daughter last year, and that's actually the first time I ever met Choppa. I had just got my Yummy Gummies business cards, and I was like, "Hey, you're where I'm from, and you're in Austin, and
Yeah.
you do natural stuff, dude. Here's some of my cards." And didn't run into him again until later on this year. So,
Ethan's homeschooled as well.
yay for homeschoolers!
Yeah, Ethan has some good. Yeah, Ethan's smart. He's actually one of the smartest people I know. So I appreciate Ethan coming in here and being able to help us out.
He's new. It's only what, week 3 of your internship?
And you already asked for vacation. He already took it.
Already took a 2-week vacation.
Went to Indiana.
Well, hey, we teach our children to be able to talk so that they can disciple. So
Hmm.
there you go.
And he
Speak up.
also was able to do his schoolwork and stay on track and go and go to Indiana, right? Or Kentucky, rather. Both. He was in both.
Wait, how do you just chug this?
Do
You
we
just drink it because
sip
it's like you can do it however you want to do it.
shoot it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Wait, cheer.
But it doesn't taste bad, so it doesn't matter.
You know what? That's good. And the reason that I was kind of like, okay, I got to do this because Dr. Chapa had us chewing all these pills that are meant to be
scares
swallowed.
us. Now, whenever somebody brings it in, and it's like, you smell it first, and then you prepare for it to have a weird taste.
That's good. It's delicious.
I would say it was gun shy, but I think you guys are supplement shy.
Right now, we're a little bit. Right now, I have nightmares about Dr. Chapa coming into studio and being like, no!
Take your bitter herbs.
Yeah, bitter herbs. That's the thing. Do you take a lot of like bitter supplements?
I do. I do. And I don't mind it at all. I probably have about 60 pounds of organic dried herbs in my house that I can make anything with. And so how we do this is it's all organic dried herbs. And I literally cook them down and let them cook. And then I have this massive herb press and I press out all the liquid from it. And it's so fun to do.
How about your kids? Are they used to like the bitter palate? Like, is it developed like Dr. Chapa would
We're
say?
getting there. That's cool. When I have my son chew on, what is it?
Leather.
No. Antranex.
Okay.
Ugh,
Don't
it
know that
tastes
one.
awful. It's a standard process supplement. It's awful. And my son's like, I don't want to do it. And I have to like bribe him all the time. He does it.
Odds are if it's a standard process supplement, we've had it. I will say this. Usually because Dr. Chop, he calls it his tool chest. And what it is like something that you would take fishing to have like all your lures in. And he's like, boom, opens it up.
Bam.
And he travels with it like through the airport and everything. And
he gives it to the TSA people.
Yeah, he would have to. He's like, I can't
hear
lose
that you
this.
have a little congestion.
Yeah, he's like, opens it up and probably like, oh, you need this, this, and this.
Chew on a Thymex right now.
Yeah, get the conga play. Kurt, you okay? You're like holding yourself up. Okay, let me show you what this dude is doing. This is what this guy's like. I don't know what he's bracing himself over there. If you're just joining us and hanging out, we are talking to Jocelyn from Yummy Gummies for You out of Pearland, Texas, learning about everything that's going on. It's 10:57. We have a couple minutes left. Kurt is just kind of enjoying and breathing in everything that is yummy and gummy.
I've been through a lot today.
We also have a Christmas market coming up on December 1st at New Hope Church, and we'll have a booth there. What else?
Whenever you're out there, do you have all your stuff there where people can sample it or they can place orders? I imagine
it's kind of rare that I do booths. A lot of people want me and they invite me to do farmers markets and booths, but it just consumes every weekend of your time. And I'm not willing to sacrifice every weekend of my time. And I haven't cultivated my people to create what I've created. So right now, porch pickup has been awesome because there's 10% of the people who are like, oh man, I can't get it because you're too far. But the 90% will come out and get it. And like I said, if you guys want it in League City, if you want it in Dickinson, if you want it in Lamarck, hit me up. If you guys have an order of $100 or more, I'll be more than happy to come out and bring it.
Cool. That would probably be something to team up with Dr. Chapa with, where even
awesome.
Once a week, if people placed orders, because he has a big.
He could be the drop spot.
Definitely, for sure. 100%.
You hear that, Chapa?
He probably does. He's very busy. He's busy. And so a lot of times his social media feed will be popping around, but it's like his team, which he's built, around him. So it's Ashley or somebody else hanging out and helping answer questions.
Yeah. So right now, that is a great segue to say that I am a one-woman show. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to regulate orders as I was out of town all weekend. And, hit me up, let me know. Just know that when you're ordering and I'm asking you questions, it really is me. It's really me that's praying over every gummy. It's really me that's, listening to you and seeing if you are having extra elements that I can address. And I'm going to let you know, hey, I don't think this product is the good thing for you, but you know what? This would be really good. Or I'll create something that could benefit you.
So one more time, can you tell everybody, what your name is and what the name of your business is? We have about a minute left and how they can get a hold of you. Definitely.
My name is Jocelyn Stewart. I am the founder of Yummy Gummies for You. You can find my business website at www.yummies.gummies.com. Also at gmail.com to email me. And Facebook has a group and a business page. We would love to do kombucha classes with you. November 17th is coming up for our fall flavors. You can get elderberry gummies from me, elderberry syrup, and elderberry syrup plus. Can't wait to see you guys.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you for bringing us all these samples. Everything was awesome.
And you guys get to keep. So you can fight over this jar. Whoever has a child should get this.
That's me. I have 2 kids. Ethan, you still are a kid. Kurt, you might as well be a kid.
newborn. I just had a newborn. Come on.
Well, you look great.
I
I
am
will say
a great
that.
mother.
He snapped. Did you see the video of him?
I missed it because I was on the plane.
Okay, if you ever get I know you're busy and there's a lot going on, but I will tell you this: it's a 20-minute video, but it feels like it's a 3-minute video with how entertaining and ridiculous.
What I can do is I can play that while I'm making my gummies.
Yes, that would
The
be
gummies would
perfect.
probably be scared.
I
was
would-
They're
yelling.
gonna come out looking like this.
I was yelling things that I probably shouldn't have been saying.
He was like, "Get
We didn't,
out."
we didn't have a beat machine.
I knew that was a concern for you.
I was.
I kind of prayed over it a little bit.
Thank
I was
you.
So worried. I was like, oh
He
my
didn't
gosh.
have an epidural. He was begging for a C-section. I'm not joking. Like in the middle of these videos, this dude was next level joke life.
I'm gonna have to soon. I can't watch it while I drive, but I'm totally gonna watch it when I get there.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much. God bless.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Go check out Yummy Gummies for You. We had Jocelyn in. We had Dr. Choppa in. Coming up next is Maddie Mullins, Until I Need You on KHEARadio.com and 99.5 FM.
All right.
That was
before
so
we
much
go,
fun.
I just wanted to say tomorrow we have Jennifer in studio from the Bay Area Houston food lovers.
That's what's up.
So make sure that if you're watching right now that you tune in tomorrow. There is a chance if you are watching tomorrow for you to win a gift card to a local restaurant. So stay tuned.
I'm keeping it.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love you.
See you guys tomorrow.